The Kansas City T-Bones proudly present T-Bones Baseball on the Air. Members of the American Association of Independent Professional Baseball Clubs and home of Fun Well Done. The T-Bones Broadcast Network is brought to you by Community America Credit Union, Austin's Trails and Motorsports, Budweiser, Coca-Cola, Brush Chopper, Providence Medic Center, the Kansas Lottery, FlyKCI.com, Rome Bakery, Sheet Medical number 2, and Sick Construction. Let's head out to the ballpark for the starting lineups and the first pitch with the voice of the T-Bones, Nathan Moore.
Welcome one and all to the T-Bones Broadcast Network. This is Sam King coming to you live from Lewis and Clark Park here in Sioux City, Iowa for the series finale of this 4-games trip here against the Explorers. The T-Bones dropped the first 2 games of this matchup, then stole one from the Explorers last night in extra innings. Jimmy Mojica came up big in the top of the 9th. Home run to tie the game at 3, and Kansas City added 3 more to 10th. And they won that matchup 6-3. Today's starting lineup for this matinee matchup. For the T-Bones is Brett Wiley leading off, followed by Jimmy Mojica, Tyler Massey, Jake Blackwood, Anthony Gallus, Tyson Gillies, Starlin Rodriguez, Vladimir Frias, and Tyler Moore. On the mound today for the Explorers is Bubba Maxwell. Maxwell was set to start yesterday, but he's been fighting a stomach bug recently, which forced Brian Assanio. There we go. I struggled with it all day yesterday. Finally got it. Assanio went 7 innings, giving up only 1 run. He reached the no decision as yesterday starter Josh Hodges for the T-Bones, going 7 innings, allowing 4 runs. Maxwell comes into the matchup 1-0 on the season with a .587 ERA. Sioux stays back at 500, 36 and 36 today. Kansas City picked up their 30th win last night as they're now 30 and 41. In the division, that puts them at a cool 10 games back of Lincoln, who's still clinging to a Central Division lead. Brett Wiley will lead things off today for the T-Bones. Gets into this at-bat after leading off starting 2 days ago. Led off yesterday. Hasn't led off much in his career, but he's been effective. So far this season, Wiley steps in, batting .322 with 5 home runs and 31 RBIs. First pitch from Maxwell. Outside, counts 1-0. Next pitch to Wiley is outside as well, making that 2-0. Last night, Wiley went 2 for 5 with the run scored and an RBI. Picked that RBI in the 10th, which was the go-ahead run. The 1-1 is inside. Now 2-1 to Wiley. Lid for today's 2 p.m. start here in Sioux City. We're sitting at a 78 degrees Fahrenheit. Couldn't feel any better outside. Slight breeze from right to left. The 2-1, Wiley fouls it off down the third baseline, out of play. We're even at 2. Jimmy Mojica on deck for the T-Bones with the 2-2 count. And this scoreless matchup that's just begun. Wind at about 2 miles an hour, going right to left. The 2-2 breaking ball just misses the side. The count's now full. Like I said, Jimmy Mojica on deck for Kansas City. Today's umpire's crew is home plate umpire Scott Schwartz, first base umpire Sean Hicks, and third base Steve Linton as Brett Wiley is on with a leadoff walk to get things started here against Bubba Maxwell. That brings up Jimmy Mojica. He gets his prize of moving up in the lineup with some clutching last night. Mojica's final stat line looked like this: 2 for 5 with 2 runs scored and 2 RBIs. A 2-run home run is his first since 2014 when he's playing with Grand Prairie. And it couldn't have come at a more clutch time. First pitch to Mojica. Inside, 1-0. So far this season, Mojica comes in batting .297 and only 37 at-bats with 5 runs scored, 1 home run, and 6 runs batted in. Comes on now, Wiley on first, and here comes the 1-0. Breaking ball in the outer half, call strike. We're not even at 1. In last night's action, both teams were scoreless until the 4th when Sioux City picked up a run. Kansas City immediately answered in the 5th with one of their own. Then each team was held scoreless until the 8th. Sioux City picked up 2 in the bottom half. Kansas City picked up to the top of the 9th, and then Kansas City 3 more in the 10th to win that game 6-3. 1-2 count Mojica. Breaking ball outside. We're now even at 2. T-Bones are coached by third-year manager John Mazzarelli. Sioux City coached by Scott Montgomery, who's also in his 3rd year with the Explorers. Maxwell comes up with the 2-2. Mojica off the end of his bat. Lines out to Johns. Johns to first. Close play. They're still out as Brett White's been doubled up at first. The soft line out to Johns. And then the throw to Slatter. He takes care of 2. Tyler Massey steps in now for Kansas City. He was the MVP in last night's action, going 3 for 5. Also out of the 3-hole. First pitch, Massey, the left-handed hitter, off the end of the bat and into left field. He's on with a 2-out single. Kansas City picks up their first hit of the game thanks to Tyler Massey keeping things going in this series. That brings up the dangerous Jake Blackwood. Like I said in yesterday's action, Tyler Massey went 3 for 5. In the first game of this series, went 2 for 4. Following night, 0 for 2. He's now started a very modest 2-game hitting streak. Jake Blackwood steps in. First pitch, Blackwood is high, 1-0. Last night, Blackwood went 1 for 5 with 2 runs batted in. It's been a very good run producer of Kansas City in this series, as all year as well, with 57 RBIs. The 1-0 is outside 2-0. Jake Blackwood currently riding a 3-game hitting streak. He already has 5 RBIs through 3 games in the series. 2-0 count. We're close with the runner on first and 2 outs. Blackwood rolls out over to third. Mendoza fired to Johns at second for the 5-4 putout at the end of the inning. Tyler Massey thought he was in there safely. I'll say some words to the umpire, then walk on by. Not that it truly matters. We're still scoreless through half an inning. Here at Lewis and Clark Park, the T-Bones Broadcast Network.
It's always good to know that great doctors are close by. In fact, the great doctors of Providence Medical Center are right down the street from the ballpark at 89th and Parallel. Count on Providence when you need 24/7 emergency services, an accredited chest pain center, or specialized orthopedic and sports medicine services. Providence Medical Center is proud to be the official healthcare partner of the T-Bones. Learn more at providencekc.com.
At Community America, we're redefining wealth. It's time to focus on what really fills our lives with meaning. The experiences and relationships that define who we are and what we value. At Community America, what matters to you matters to us. Because when you have financial peace of mind, you can live life to the fullest. Make today wealthy.
I loved when the ice cream truck came around as a kid. The familiar music and the cool treats on a hot summer afternoon.
What's your head place?
Have a Frosty Treats ice cream truck at your next corporate or private party. FrostyTreats.com. Country Inn & Suites in Village West is the official hotel of the KC T-Bones. We conveniently share the parking lot with the stadium and offer access to best shopping and entertainment. Enjoy a comfortable stay with top-notch services and amenities. Start your day off right with our Be Our Guest breakfast. Our exceptional service makes Country Inn & Suites the ideal hotel in KC for anyone traveling for business or pleasure. Stay with us on your next trip and we'll have you saying, I love this country. Book today at countryinns.com/Kansas City KS.
Welcome back to the T-Bones Broadcast Network. This is Sam King at Lewis and Clark Park in Sioux City, Iowa. We're still scoreless through half an inning. Today's starting lineup for Sioux City goes like this. Derek Robinson leading off, followed by Michael Lang, Nate Sampson, Levon Washington, Tim Caldwell, Brendan Slattery, Ralph Enriquez, Tom Mendonca, and Brian Johns. It's almost the exact same lineup we've seen every game of this series. Derek Robinson leads off for the X's. Last night, Robinson went 0 for 3 with a run scored. First pitch, Robinson's a breaking ball in the other half called strike from Kansas City starting pitcher Jared Messer. Next pitch is a ball. Make that 1-1. Jared Messer has his entire 3-year professional career with the T-Bones, where he made 7 starts and 68 appearances the last 2 years. So far this season, he's got 18 appearances, half of those being starts. As Robinson sits at left field, that'll drop between Gillies and Matty in left center. Gillies slides, takes care of the ball, and picks it up, sends it into Frias. That's short. Nonetheless, Derek Robinson's in with a leadoff double to get things started for the X's. That brings up Michael Lang for the Explorers. Last night, Lang went 2-4 with the run scored. Kansas City wearing the black tops, gray pants with the black hats. Sioux City wearing their red tops, the blue sleeves, white stripe there that we've seen the whole time. The white pants, the only difference today is they're wearing Ronald McDonald socks. And it's kind of a funky look. First pitch to Lang, breaking ball in there, no balls, 1 strike. So far this season, Jared Messer is 3-2 with a 4.32 ERA. In his 66 2/3 innings, he struck out 31 while walking 29. May not be the flashiest pitcher, but he can be efficient. 0-1. Lang swings and misses. No balls, 2 strikes, runner on second, scoreless game here in the bottom of the first. Last time out for Messer, I should say, was on July 31st at Winnipeg, a contest the T-Bones lost 2-0. He came in relief for Josh Hodges and went 1 2/3. No runs, no hits, no walks, and a strikeout. Only facing 5 batters. The 0-2. Langston's at the center field. Massey charging. They're going to hold Robinson at third. So it'll be runners on the corners now with no one out. Back-to-back base hits for the Explorers. Put the runners on the corners with no one out. Kansas City will return home after this matchup with a 7-game homestand. 3, so Monday through Wednesday will be at home against Lincoln. Thursday through Sunday will be a 4-game tilt against the Laredo Lemurs as they come to visit Community America Ballpark. Tickets can be purchased at the Providence box office. Now batting is Nate Sampson, as Lang is back safely on the pickoff attempt. Last night, Sampson went 4 for 4 with a run scored. Messer comes set, fires home. First pitch is a breaking ball sent out to Gillies in left field. Gillies on the warning track brings it in. Robinson will score easily. Gillies' momentum carried him to the wall. Nate Sampson picks up the RBI. City takes an early 1-0 lead. That brings up Levon Washington. Michael Lang forced to stay at first. Last night, Washington went 1 for 5 with an RBI. No balls, one strike, one out. T-Bones trailing 1-0 in the first. Tim Colwell swings and misses on that. Counts now, no balls, 2 strikes, 1 down. Infield playing at double play depth, the runners on the corners. Wind still blowing right to left on this sunny afternoon with some clouds sporadically spread out in the sky. That's in the dirt. It's 1-2 with 1 down. So far this season, Sioux City has taken 5 of the 9 games as that's sent out to left field. Gillies brings it up, pitches up, tag at third. Gillies' strong throw is wide, cut off by Mojica anyway as the second run scores. Sac fly RBI by Tim Colwell. Puts the T-Bones behind 2-0 here in the first. Second sac fly in the inning for the Explorers. First one scored Derek Robinson. Next one scored Michael Lang. Nate Sampson, first sac fly. Tim Colwell, next sac fly. Both out to left field. That brings up Brendan Slattery. Slattery did not play yesterday, but he played in the second game of this 4-game series. As Jared Messer fires home, 1-0 as that bounced across the plate. So far this season, Brendan Slattery is batting .311 and 122 at bats with 25 runs scored, 1 home run, and 13 RBIs. So 1-0 on the outer half, called strike. Now we're even at 1. Levon Washington on first with 2 down. T-Bones trailing 2-0. Sioux City's picked up 3 hits in this first inning. Kansas City sitting at 1. Next pitch is outside. Make that 2-1. Jared Messer checks on Washington at first. Washington back standing. Levon Washington was known for his speed coming out of high school and college, setting a record in the 60-yard dash at the perfect game. 2-1 in there, 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. T-Bones trailing 2-0 here in the bottom of the first. The 2-2's in the dirt, and now we're full. On deck for Sioux City, number 8, Ralphie Henriquez. Messer comes set with the payoff pitch and fires home. Break ball, swing, and got him. Brendan Slattery goes down on strikes as Kansas City allows 2 runs on 3 hits. Sioux City strands a man on. So it's 2-0 through 1 here on the T-Bone Broadcast Network.
No matter how large or small your digging project may be, no matter how urban or rural, you must always always call 811 before any digging project. 811 is our national one-call number, alerting your local utility companies to come out and mark any lines they have near your dig site. So before you do this or this, make sure you do this. For digging projects big or small, make the call to 811. Brought to you by Common Ground Alliance.
It's always good to know that great doctors are close by. In fact, the great doctors of Providence Medical Center are right down the street from the ballpark at 89th and Parallel. Count on Providence when you need 24/7 emergency services, an accredited chest pain center, or specialized orthopedic and sports medicine services. Providence Medical Center is proud to be the official healthcare partner of the T-Bones. Learn more at providencekc.com.
Country Inn and Suites in Village West is the official hotel of the KC T-Bones. We conveniently share the parking lot, the stadium, and offer access to the best shopping and entertainment. Enjoy a comfortable day with top-notch services and amenities. Start your day off right with our Be Our Guest breakfast. Our exceptional service makes Country Inn Suites the ideal hotel in KC for anyone traveling for business or pleasure. Stay with us on your next trip and we'll have you saying, I love this country. Book today at countryinns.com/Kansas City KS.
Heathwood Oil Company was the first independently owned oil company in Kansas City, and they're now one of the oldest continuously family-owned oil companies in the Midwest, featuring Sioux lubricants. With a current bulk storage capacity of over 250,000 gallons, they have the products you need. Let Heathwood and Sioux design a Citgo lubricants program to reduce cost and increase production. Call 913-321-1764 or email sales@heathwoodoil.com. Heathwood and Citgo, your lubrication specialist since 1926.
Welcome back to the T-Bone Broadcast Network. T-Bone trailing 2-0 as we get set to begin the second. Sioux brought 2 runs home on 2 sac flies the first. Anthony Gallus will lead things off for the T-Bones. Last night, Gallus went 0 for 5. First pitch, righty versus righty. Breaking ball right down the middle of the zone. No balls, 1 strike. So far this season, Gallus has been struggling. With 230 at-bats, he's batting 187 as he fouls that up and out of play, or even at 1. He does have 11 home runs with 30 RBIs. Anthony Gallus does see a lot of pitches as well, as he's been walked 35 times this season, which is a team high. That's by him. Counts now 1 and 2. 35 walks for a power hitter. Not much more he can do. The 1-2. Way inside on his hands. Counts even at 2. Bubba Maxwell making his second start of the season for the Explorers. Last time out was his first start, and he picked the win against Sioux Falls as he fouls that off, and it's even at 2. And that 6-5 matchup on July 31st, that the Explorers would win. He went 6 innings, giving up 4 runs. Only 3 were earned with 7 hits, no walks, and 6 strikeouts. So far this season, he's 1-0 with a 5.87 ERA in his 5 appearances, that 1 being a start. And in 15 1/3, he struck out 40 teams and walked 6, make that 15 strikeouts. Anthony Gallus goes down swinging for the first out. And Tyson Gillies steps in now for Kansas City. Gillies, typically a leadoff hitter or second or 2-hole hitter for the T-Bones, drops down today to the 6th hole. Last night, Tyson Gillies went 1 for 5. First pitch, Gillies rolls it over and foul. No balls, 1 strike. Inside, we're even 1 now to Gillies. The T-Bones trailing 2-0 with 1 out here in the top of the second. Gillies swings and misses, 1 and 2. He went hitless in the first 2 games of the series, but he did pick up a run in the August 5th matchup, the game the T-Bones lost 5-1. Against Gary, he had 2 extra multi-hit games. Yeah, 3-game tilt, going 2 for 5 and 2 for 4. The series opener and finale. As Tyson Gillies goes down on strikes for second strikeout of the game for Maxwell. Second in a row, back-to-back strikeouts by Gallus and Gillies. Put 2 down here in the second. And that brings up Starlin Rodriguez. Rodriguez pinch ran last night for Steve Swingle and scored the go-ahead run in the 10th. First pitch to Rodriguez. Breaking ball high. Just doesn't break. 1-0 for Maxwell. Rodriguez is batting .251 this season. This being his 200th at bat. And with 25 runs scored and 2 home runs with 18 RBIs, we've seen him everywhere. He sends that down the third baseline. He's got speed. Strong throw Mendoza. Wide. Brendan Slattery lays the tag on. Starlin Rodriguez goes down, and he's still down. Slow to get up. As the trainer will go out, he's laying on his stomach. Awkward play at the bag. And Rodriguez now works himself up. He's still hurting. And walking away from the trainer and first base coach John West. That's 3 up, 3 down as Kansas City goes down. And still trails 2-0 through 1.5 here on the T-Bones Broadcast Network.
Country Inn and Suites in Village West is the official hotel of the KC T-Bones. We conveniently share the parking lot with the stadium and offer access to best shopping and entertainment. Enjoy a comfortable stay with top-notch services and amenities. Start your day off right with our Be Our Guest breakfast. Our exceptional service makes Country Inn and Suites the ideal hotel in KC for anyone traveling for business or pleasure. Stay with us on your next trip and we'll have you saying, I love this country. Book today at countryinns.com/Kansas City KS.
It's always good to know that great doctors are close by. In fact, the great doctors of Providence Medical Center are right down the street from the ballpark at 89th and Parallel. Count on Providence when you need 24/7 emergency services, an accredited chest pain center, or specialized orthopedic and sports medicine services. Providence Medical Center is proud to be the official healthcare partner of the T-Bones. Learn more at providencekc.com.
Country Inn and Suites in Village West is the official hotel of the KC T-Bones. We conveniently share the parking lot with the stadium and offer access to the best shopping and entertainment. Enjoy a comfortable stay with top-notch services and amenities. Start your day off right with our Be Our Guest breakfast. Our exceptional service makes Country Inn and Suites the ideal hotel in KC for anyone traveling for business or pleasure. Stay with us on your next trip and we'll have you saying, I love this country. Book today at countryinns.com/Kansas City KS.
Welcome back to the T-Bones Broadcast Network. T-Bones trail 2-0. So to the bottom half of the second. First pitch from Jared Messer to Ralphie Henriquez is low, 1-0. Last night, Henriquez went 2 for 4 in that T-Bones victory, though 1-0. Henriquez sends that to deep right field. Rodriguez treating. He's still in the game. Brings it in on the warning track for a loud first out. Ralph Henriquez sure thought that ball was going out off the bat. And I did as well, as it was still carrying, then just dies with the wind going right to left, right into Starlin Rodriguez's glove. 1 down, T-Bones trailing 2-0 as Tom Mendoza steps into the box. First pitch, Mendoza, breaking ball called strike, no balls, 1 strike. Last night, Mendoza went 0 for 3. Messer comes set, fires home in the dirt. Make that 1-1. Well, that's low. Messer works himself behind now, 2-1. 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. T-Bones trailing 2-0 in the bottom of the second. Kansas City has 1 to hit. Sioux City 3. The 2-1. Just high. Now Mendoza has a pitch to play with. It's the 3-1. Mendoza sends it out to left field. Now Tyson Gillies ranging to his right. Brings it in for a second out. 2 flyouts for Jared Messer here in the second to each corner. have him working efficiently now after struggling in first, giving up 2 runs and 3 hits. Will face the 9-0 hitter Brian Johns. Last night, Brian Johns, who was newly acquired from Fargo Moorhead, went 0 for 4. And the first pitch from Messer. Johnson to right field. That'll drop. And for Rodriguez for a 2-out single from the 9-hole hitter Brian Johns. Derek Robinson steps in now for the Explorers. Robinson doubled in the first and came around to score one of the 2 runs. Messer and Robinson freezing. The first pitch inside, 1-0. 1 ball, no strikes, 2 down. T-Bones trailing 2-0 here in the bottom of the second with a runner on first. Messer checks on the runner at first. John's back standing. Kansas City enters this matchup in last place in the Central Division, 10 games behind first place leaders Lincoln Salt Dogs. Sioux City's in third, 4.5 back. Well, breaking ball low, 2-0. Wild card standings as we've reached about 29 games left in the season. Kansas City is at 30-41. They're 11.5 back behind the wild card leader Winnipeg Goldeyes, who are 41-29. Jared Messer called for a balk, and that'll advance Brian Johns. Not truly sure what Messer did. He's trying to figure it out himself. Now runner on second, 2-0, 2 down. To Derek Robinson, Messer steps off. So that's surely got into his head. Here comes the 2-0. And it's outside. Messer doing a fine job keeping it away from Robinson. But counts 3-0. Three balls, no strikes, 2 down. Messer looks back at second, nobody covering. John still retreats with the T-Bones trailing 2-0 here in the bottom of the second. Kansas City looking to return home for 7-game homestand with a 3-0 pitch low. And Robinson walks on 4 pitches, putting runners on first and second for Michael Lang. Lang enters that bat 1 for 1. The run scored. He singled in the first and came around to score the second run of Sioux City's 2 as they lead 2-0 here. Bottom of the second, 2 down, and runs on first and second. First pitch to Lang, righty versus righty. It's a breaking ball in the inner half, called strike. No balls, 1 strike. It's dog day here at the park at Lewis and Clark Park. Every Sunday, the fans can bring their dogs. Susie wearing their Ronald McDonald socks in favor of the Ronald McDonald house. The no balls, 1 strike pitch. Lang swings 1 in the dirt. We'll thank for that gift. And he's behind 0-2. Jared Messer has him exactly where he wants him with the wind just now dying here in Sioux City. Two outs. Robinson on first. Johns on second. Team's trailing 2-0 in the bottom of the second. Messer looks in. The 0-2. Swing and a miss. Takes care of him for the third and final out on 1 in the dirt. Michael Lang throws his bat down. And the T-Bones work themselves out of trouble as they trail 2-0 through 2 complete here on the T-Bones broadcast network.
At Community America, we're redefining wealth. It's time to focus on what really fills our lives with meaning. The experiences and relationships that define who we are and what we value. At Community America, what matters to you matters to us. Because when you have financial peace of mind, you can live life to fullest. Make today wealthy.
No matter how large or small your digging project may be, no matter how urban or rural, you must always call 811 before any digging project. 811 is our national one-call number, alerting your local utility companies to come out and mark any lines they have near your dig site. So before you do this or this, make sure you do this. For digging projects big or small, make the call to 811, brought to you by Common Ground Alliance.
At Community America, we're redefining wealth. It's time to focus on what really fills our lives with meaning. The experiences and relationships that define who we are and what we value. At Community America, what matters to you matters to us. Because when you have financial peace of mind, you can live life to the fullest. Make today wealthy.
I loved when the ice cream truck came around as a kid, the familiar music and the cool treats on a hot summer afternoon.
What's your happy place?
Have a Frosty Treats ice cream truck at your next corporate or private party. FrostyTreats.com.
Welcome back to the T-Bones Broadcast Network. T-Bones trail 2-0 as we get set to begin the third and this matinee finale of this 4-game series. Vladimir Frias will lead things off, followed by Tyler Moore and Brett Wiley, who will bring up the top of the order. Last night, Vladimir Frias went over 2 with a run scored and an RBI. First pitch to Frias is in there. No balls, 1 strike. Here comes the 0-1, working quickly, got 11. Vladimir Frias rolled over, found the T-Bones dugout. Nice bare-handed play in the dugout by Anthony Gallus. He caught it off the net. About as nonchalant as you can get. The 0-2, Frias rolls over down the first baseline and foul. No magnificent play on that one. The way that Gallus bare-handed it was an easy chance that I would have freaked out as soon as I caught that ball. I don't do many impressive things, but I would love to do that. No balls, 2 strikes, no one out. Vladimir Frias. Here comes the 0-2. It's low and away, make that 1-2. Infield playing back and guarding the lines. Outfield playing straight up. Kansas City trails 2-0 here in the third. Frias fouls that off, stays alive. Staying in play, now tails out. He'll stay alive behind. No balls, 2 strikes. Frias walks himself back to the box. Last night's attendance here in Sioux City was announced at 1,393. Kansas City fans still the great faithful ones. We're second in total attendance this season, third in average. 4,286 usually come out to Community America Ballpark. We thank you each and every day. 2-2 to Vladimir Frias. It's outside, and Frias works the count full. Started behind, no balls, strikes, and now we're full. On deck for Kansas City's number 8, Tyler Moore. Payoff pitch. Frias gets it down to the left field line and foul. Out of play. Bubba Maxwell, former Houston Cougar. The payoff pitch is sent to short. Sampson ranges right, strong throw tie, and Frias reaches on a leadoff single to get things going here in the third. That brings up the 9-hole hitter Tyler Moore. You would think that a bunt would be in order from the 9-hole. But Tyler Moore did have a very successful college career at Kansas State University. He may have the green light here with the T-Bones trailing 2-0 in the third. No one out and the runner on first. First pitch from Maxwell. Moore goes to swing and sends it up to right center. Colwell and Lang taking it for the first out. Brett Wiley stepped in now for the T-Bones. Wiley walked in the first and then was tagged out on the double play in the first. Bubba Maxwell, like I said, a former University of Houston graduate, signed with the Los Angeles Angels. His original first name was actually Vernon, and during his final season at Houston, he made 18 relief appearances in 1 start, and that was a win over the Texas Longhorns on April 12th. That's low, 1-0 to Wiley. He played for the Beaumont Enterprise Super Gold first team baseball selection. He was one of the players announced in the MLB draft. Wiley sends that down the right field line play. He's got a single. Frias digging for 3, and he's in there to put runners on the corners now with 1 down, and the T-Bones trailing by 2. Brett Wiley keeping his hot streak going. Went 4 for 5 just 2 nights ago. Last night, he went 2 for 5. He looks to keep things going. Now leading off. Jimmy Mojica steps in now. That clutch home run last night. A 2-run home run in the 9th. Tied the game at 3. Kansas City then added 3 more in the 10th to take the 6-3 victory. First pitch from Maxwell. Low and away, 1-0. Outside, make that 2-0. Maxwell spent time at 3 different colleges during his career. Ultimately finishing at the University of Houston. He started at Lamar University, then went to junior college at Panola College, and then found his way to be a Cougar. The 2-0. Mojica sends it out to center field. That may be deep enough to score Frias. Frias going to try. Colwell throws it in, but it's cut off, and Frias will be in there easily for the first run of the day for Kansas City. Jimmy Mojica picking up yet another RBI on the sac fly. 3 sac flies have scored the 3 combined runs today with the T-Bones trailing 2-1. Brett Wiley forced to stay at first. Maxwell may be a short pitcher at 5'11", 185. But he did have a very successful college career. In all, he went 7-2 with a 3.05 ERA as he takes on Wiley at first. Wiley dives back safely. With his 7-2 and 3.05 in 59 appearances, only 2 of those were starts, 1 being a complete game, picked up 5 saves and 118 innings pitched. He struck out 99 while walking 39. 1-0 now to Tyler Massey. Massey singled in the first. That had been the only hit of the game for Kansas until they picked up 2 in this inning. He sits that right in front of the plate. Henriquez comes up and fires to first for the 3rd and final out. Kansas City picks up a run here at the top of the 3rd, cut the deficit in half. They trail 2-1 through 2.5 here on the T-Bones Broadcast Network.
It's always good to know that great doctors are close by. In fact, the great doctors of Providence Medical Center are right down the street from the ballpark at 89th and Parallel. Count on Providence when you need 24/7 emergency services, an accredited chest pain center, or specialized orthopedic and sports medicine services. Providence Medical Center is proud to be the official healthcare partner of the T-Bones. Learn more at providencekc.com.
At Community America, we're redefining wealth. It's time to focus on what really fills our lives with meaning. The experiences and relationships that define who we are and what we value. At Community America, what matters to you matters to us. Because when you have financial peace of mind, you can live life to the fullest. Make today wealthy.
I loved when the ice cream truck came around as a kid, the familiar music and the cool treats on a hot summer afternoon.
What's your happy place?
Have a Frosty Treats ice cream truck at your next corporate or private party. FrostyTreats.com.
Welcome back to the T-Bones Broadcast Network. T-Bones trail 2-1 as we set to begin the home half of the third. They brought one run home at the top of the third. Vladimir Frias scoring thanks to a sac flying RBI by Jimmy Mojica after Brett Wiley moved him over to third with the single. Kansas City has three hits to Sioux City's 4. Sioux City has 2 runs, Kansas City 1. We get set to begin the bottom half third with Nate Sampson. First pitch to Sampson, breaking ball. In there, no balls, 1 strike. Sampson has an RBI today, but no official at bat. He had a sac fly RBI in the first. Sac fly RBIs have scored all 3 combined runs today. Pitch in the dirt, 1-1. Jared Messer played all 4 of his college years at Malone College. The 1-1 in there, 1-2. During his college career, Messer went 27-15 with a .285 ERA. He had 52 appearances, 46 of those being starts, and astonishing 21 complete games with 5 shutouts. That's outside, even count at 2. Picked up 2 saves along the way and 297 innings pitched. Struck out 255 while walking 83. The 2-2 is fouled straight back and will remain even at 2. His best season was his junior year. That was the year that he was drafted by the Washington Nationals in the 38th round, but turned it down. That year, he went 9-4 with a .150 ERA. In his 14 appearances, all being starts, he threw 8 complete games with 3 shutouts. As Nate Sampson lines out in left field for a leadoff single here in the third. Along with those 8 complete games, Jared Messer threw 78 strikeouts with only 15 walks. Gave it 27 runs all year, only 14 of them were earned. Levon Washington steps into the box now for the Explorers. Washington is 1 for 1 after singling in the first. He comes on now with the runner on first, no one out. T-Bones trailing 2-1 here in the bottom of the third. First pitch to Washington is high and inside, 1-0. Make that 2-0. Two balls, no strikes, runner on first, and no one out. Messer checks on the runner first. He dives back safely. Coming out of high school, Levon Washington was described as athletic, fast, but with raw baseball skills. But the Tampa Bay still made the first round pick. Secrets to Blackwood. Blackwood to Frias for the 3-6. Could have been a double play, close play. Levon Washington called safe at first. T-Bones get the 1. But a runner now on first as Levon Washington seemingly just switches spots. Tim Colwell steps into the box now for Sioux City. Colwell has an RBI, but no official at bat. His sac fly RBI scored the second run of the game, and that's been the difference. The T-Bones trailing 2-1. Here with 1 on the bottom of the third and a runner on first. Jared Messer comes to righty versus lefty. Messer being the righty. Fires home. Outside, 1-0. Colwell sends that to center field on a drop in shallow. And that's another single. Playing station to station with 1 out, runners on first and second. That brings up Brendan Slattery, who's 0 for 1 today with a strikeout. If you're going to double anybody up, this is the guy. Tomorrow will come out and talk to Misters to discuss strategy. Slattery, not necessarily a fast runner. Granted, I've never really seen him run, but just looking at him, doesn't look like quickest guy on the field. Not to say he's fat or anything, but you know what I mean. Slattery, originally catcher, 6'3" and 220 pounds, a rookie out of Brookfield, Connecticut. The first pitch to Slattery, swing on and miss, no balls, 1 strike. Slattery played his college ball at Manhattan College. No, not Manhattan, Kansas, Manhattan, New York. Slattery gets on that and sends it out to right field. Rodriguez just having to move to his left, brings it in. Juan Washington wanted to tag up, but he does not. The runners on first and second, still now with 2 down. Ralph Henriquez steps in now for Sioux City. Rodriguez sure thought he had a home run in the second, but he's 0 for 1 on the deep fly out to right field. He comes on now. It's running on first and second, 2 down, and Kansas City trailing 2-1. First pitch to Henriquez. He grounds softly down the first baseline. Messer will take care on his own after ranging too far to his left. On the 1 unassisted. Not too often you see that. Sioux City gets 2 hits, and they leave 2 on. As the T-Bones trail 2-1 through 3 complete here on the T-Bones Broadcast Network.
It's always good to know that great doctors are close by. In fact, the great doctors of Providence Medical Center are right down the street from the ballpark at 89th Parallel. Count on Providence when you need 24/7 emergency services, an accredited chest pain center, or specialized orthopedic and sports medicine services. Providence Medical Center is proud to be the official healthcare partner of T-Bones. Learn more at providencekc.com.
At Community America, we're redefining wealth. It's time to focus on what really fills our lives with meaning. The experiences and relationships that define who we are and what we value. At Community America, what matters to you matters to us. Because when you have financial peace of mind, you can live life to the fullest. Make today wealthy.
I loved when the ice cream truck came around as a kid, the familiar music and the cool treats on a hot summer afternoon.
What's your happy place?
Have a Frosty Treats ice cream truck at your next corporate or private party. FrostyTreats.com.
It's always good to know that great doctors are close by. In fact, the great doctors of Providence Medical Center are right down the street from the ballpark at 89th and Parallel. Count on Providence when you need 24/7 emergency services, an accredited chest pain center, or specialized orthopedic and sports medicine services. Providence Medical Center is proud to be the official healthcare partner of the T-Bones. Learn more at providencekc.com.
Welcome back to the T-Bones broadcast. The T-Bones trail 2-1. Here as we get set to begin the 4th. Kansas City picked up a run in the top of the 3rd. Sioux City picked up their 2 in the 1st. Jake Blackwood will lead things off here in 4th. As so far today, Blackwood is 0 for 1 with a fielder's choice. 1-0 count now to Blackwood. Blackwood broken bat, sends it out to left field. That'll drop as he's on to the leadoff single. That bat sounded like it just absolutely shattered, but stayed together. It's going to be a big old crack in it, and you can see it crooked from here. Kansas City has the tying run on first to lead things off here in the fourth for Anthony Gallus. Gallus is 0 for 1 with a strikeout. With his 11 home runs, how about a big swing to give us the lead? What do you say, Mr. Gallus? First pitch in there, no balls, one strike, fastball right in his wheelhouse, no swing. The 0-1, Gallus sends it down to the opposite field and out of play, foul, and Gallus is behind 0-2. Bubba Maxwell has him right where he wants him. Maxwell sitting at 48 pitches. Gets set to begin the fourth of efficient day for the former Houston Cougar. High and inside. Gallus checks his swing, does not go. It's now 1-2. Maxwell's gone 3 innings with 4 hits, 1 run, 1 walk, and 2 strikeouts. He gets off in top of his bat and fouls up and out of play, 1-2. A lot of kids right underneath my window screaming about the mascot for Sioux City. That's low, 2-2. Parents worry about me giving them grandkids 21 years old. I don't think you got anything to worry about. I get tired of hearing the word slider every 2 seconds. 2 balls, 2 strikes, no one out. Runner on first. T-Bone's trailing 2-1 here in the fourth as I switch topic. Gallus rolls over and fouls that down third baseline. Staying alive with a 2-2 count. Like I said, Gallus does see a lot of pitches. He leads the team in walks with 35. The next closest 10 behind him. Maxwell comes out with the 2-2. And swinging a miss, Anthony Gallus goes down strikes for the second time today for the first out. Tyson Gillies steps in out. He's the beer bat of the game, or whatever that means here in Sioux City. Sounds like if he strikes out, it's $1 beers for the half inning. What a setup. He struck out in the second. He gave them $1 beers in the second. First pitch, make sure he doesn't. Sends it out of center field. Colwell waiting for it and squeezes it for the second out. 2 quick outs after Jay Blackwood led off the inning with a single. He's still on first, and T-Bone's trailing by 2-1 here in the fourth. That brings up Starlin Rodriguez, who was hurt in the last inning. He can't get the weight off of his bat. Still on the on deck, still trying to knock it off of there. The weight they used to swing with. Still now trying to knock it on the concrete wall. Trying all he can just to get that off of there. Vladimir Frias coming to help him off. Hits it on the concrete, set out of play. The fans give him the standing ovation. Rodriguez can't do anything but laugh. That just got stuck on there. You don't really see that too often around here. But it's baseball. What's more entertaining in this sport? Anything can happen, including the weight being stuck on your bat. Back to baseball for Rodriguez. He's 0 for 1 today. Grounding out in the second. He was tagged out aggressively. Lost his balance and came down awkwardly. Appeared to be a little shaken up, but he's still back in the game. He's feeling fine. First pitch to Mr. Rodriguez is low, 1-0. Teammates at dugout still giving him a hard time about that. So 1-0 is outside, make that 2-0. 2 balls, no strikes, 2 down. Runner on first. T-Bone's trailing by 1, 2-1 here in the fourth. Maxwell checks on Blackwood at first. Blackwell back standing. The 2-0. Inside, make that 3-0. Starlin Rodriguez. Plenty of pitches to play with here. With 2 down, he could be taken. But like I said, 2 down. Got a hard time believing he's not coming up swinging. The 3-0, he takes it the whole way. It's in there, high and outside, touches the corner, 3-1. Jake Blackwood still in first with 2 down, the 3-1 count. T-Bones trailing 2-1 here in the 4th. Here comes 3-1. Starting Rodriguez into that to left field. Washington on the warning track squeezes it for the 3rd and final out. Kansas City picks up a hit, but they strand that man on, and they trail 2-1 as we head to the home half of the 4th here on the T-Bones Broadcast Network.
No matter how large or small your digging project may be, no matter how urban or rural, you must always call 811 before any digging project. 811 is our national one-call number, alerting your local utility companies to come out and mark any lines they have near your dig site. So before you do this or this, make sure you do this. For digging projects big or small, make the call. 811, brought to you by Common Ground Alliance.
It's always good to know that great doctors are close by. In fact, the great doctors of Providence Medical Center are right down the street from the ballpark at 89th and Parallel. Count on Providence when you need 24/7 emergency services, an accredited chest pain center, or specialized orthopedic and sports medicine services. Providence Medical Center is proud to be the official healthcare partner of the T-Bones. Learn more at providencekc.com.
Country Inn and Suites in Village West is the official hotel of KC T-Bones. We conveniently share the parking lot with the stadium and offer access to the best shopping and entertainment. Enjoy a comfortable stay with top-notch services and amenities. Start your day off right with our Be Our Guest breakfast. Our exceptional service makes Country Inn and Suites the ideal hotel in KC for anyone traveling for business or pleasure. Stay with us on your next trip and we'll have you saying, I love this country. Book today at countryinns.com/Kansas City KS.
Welcome back to the T-Bones Broadcast Network. T-Bones trail 2-1 as we get set to begin the half of the 4th. Tom Mendoza leading off for the Explorers. Mendoza's 0 for 1 with the fly out to left field. Jared Messer, first pitch to Mendoza. Mendoza rolls over and sends it fair past the glove of Jake Blackwood. That's in right field in the corner. Starlin Rodriguez getting to it quickly. Mendoza limited to 1. Call that an error on Jake Blackwood. That brings up Brian Johns, the 9-0 hitter for the Explorers. T-Bones trailing 2-1 with the runner on first. First pitch to Johns is a breaking ball, 1-0 for Messer. Jimmy Mojica coming in on the grass, expecting a bunt from the 9-hole hitter, and that's about as typical as it gets. Brian Johns is already 1 for 1 today with a single in the second. Messer comes set and fires home. Breaking ball low. Make that 2-0 to Johns. Two balls, no strikes, no one out. T-Bones trailing 2-1 with the runner on first. Here in the 4th. Jared Messer comes set, fires home to 2-0. It's in there now, and he works himself in. 2-1. Here comes 2-1. Johns checks the swing. It's in the dirt, 3-1. Ryan Johns has the pitch to play with against Messer now. Jared Messer sitting at 58 pitches here in the 4th with the 3-1 set to come. Here it comes. It's in dirt. And that walks the 9-0 hitter, Brian Johns, and puts runners on first and second. Still no one out. To the top of the order, Derek Robinson coming up to bat. Derek Robinson enters this at bat. 1 for 1 today with the run scored. He doubled and scored in the first. He was walked in the second. Takes his time getting in the box. Jared Messer already looking in for a sign. Robin finally steps in. hits the plate and play ball. Infield playing in double play depth. First pitch, Robinson grounds. Just foul. Blackwood dove for it, but it's called foul. After all that excitement, no balls, one strike. Still no one out. Runners on first and second. The T-Bones trailing 2-1 in the fourth. Messer comes set with the 0-1. Fires home. Robinson goes bunt. It's in the air, but foul. Trying to get T-Bone's defense off balance. It's now 0-2. Jimmy Mojica already had an idea of what was going to come with the C.D. Robinson. Robinson smiling up into the stands. Mojica was already charging on the play when he saw the bunt coming down. Mojica, the veteran infielder with Kansas City. His bat came big yesterday. His glove could today. Messer comes set. The 0-2. Breaking ball high and outside. Make that 1-2. Just doesn't break when he wants it to. T-Bones trail 2-1 here in the fourth. No one out. Runners on first and second. Here comes 1-2 from Messer. Fastball just low. Make that 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, no one out. Messer comes set, fires home. Robinson sends you down, strike 3 for the first out of the fourth. Fooled by the breaking ball from Messer. That brings up Michael Lang with 1 out. Runners on first and second. The T-Bones trailing 2-1 here in the fourth. Lang enters the bat 1 for 2 with the run scored already. Single that scored in the first. First pitch from Messer. Breaking ball low and inside. Called strike. No balls. 1 strike. The 0-1 from Messer. Lang grounds a soft Mojica at third, but just hits foul. 0-2. That ball going foul may have helped Kansas City more than you know. With Michael Lang having plenty of speed, Mendoza doesn't at second. Brian Johns does it first. So that would have been a tough play to make for Mojica. Nonetheless, no balls, 2 strikes, and 1 out. Lang, the 0-2, reaches out for it and sends it into right field. They're going to hold runner at third. And they'll load the bases now with 1 down. For the 3-0 hit, one of the more dangerous hitters in the league, Nate Sampson. Sampson is 1 for 1 in third.
Bill Selby will come out and talk to Messer. Messer's been struggling with his control for the most part of this game. Bill Selby and Tyler Moore and Jared Messer with a long conference on the mound. The home plate umpire will come out and try to get Sobes off. Sobes leaves on his own recognizance. Bases loaded for Nate Sampson. Sampson still has a shot to be the batting king for the American Association. He's third in the league, well, tied for second, I should say, with a 341 and 279 at bats. He's got 47 runs scored, 5 home runs, and 49 RBIs. And he has walked 43 times. He sends that into left field. Gillies charging. They're going to hold the runner. Mendonça will score, and that extends Sioux City's lead to 3-1. Nate Sampson picking up the RBI. Station to station. Back-to-back singles given up by Messer. One of those from Nate Sampson brings the run home. That brings in Levon Washington, who's 1 for 2 today with a single in the first. He reached on a fielder's choice in the third. First pitch to Washington, sends to Blackwood at first. Off Blackwood. Awkward hop. That scores the run. Blackwood appears to have bounced off his face. The trainer was on his way out. Blackwood says stay in there. Jake Blackwood, the man's man. T-Bones now trail 4-1 now. Good cover by Jared Messer at first to take care of it. Still not something you want to see. I've asked the guys about this playing condition. They're not a huge fan of it. And walking around on there, that infield is rock hard. First pitch to Tim Caldwell is low, 1-0. It's going to take awkward hops like that. It's going to jump around on you. That ball's going to scoot across. And that one, awkward hop that hits Jake Blackwood in the chin. 1-0 to Caldwell. On the outer half, we're now even at 1. Wind picking up, going right to left now. Caldwell has an RBI today. He's 1 for 1. Runners on second and third. T-Bones trailing by 3, 4-1. Round ball to Wiley. Wiley to Blackwood for the third and final out, but not before Sioux City adds to the lead with 2 in this inning as they now lead 4-1 through 4 complete here on the T-Bones Broadcast Network.
It's always good to know that great doctors are close by. In fact, the great doctors of Providence Medical Center are right down the street from the ballpark at 89th and Parallel. Count on Providence when you need 24/7 emergency services, an accredited chest pain center, or specialized orthopedic and sports medicine services. Providence Medical Center is proud to be the official healthcare partner of the T-Bones. Learn more at providencekc.com.
At Community America, we're redefining wealth. It's time to focus on what we are and what we value. At Community America, what matters to you matters to us. Because when you have financial peace of mind, you can live life to the fullest. Make today wealthy.
I loved when the ice cream truck came around as a kid, the familiar music and the cool treats on a hot summer afternoon.
What's your happy place?
Have a Frosty Treats ice cream truck at your next corporate or private party. FrostyTreats.com.
At Community America, we're redefining wealth. It's time to focus on what really fills our lives with meaning. The experiences and relationships that define who we are and what we value. At Community America, what matters to you matters to us. Because when you have financial peace of mind, you can live life to the fullest. Make today wealthy.
Welcome back to the T-Bones Broadcast Network. The T-Bones trail 4-1 after 2 runs are scored in the 4th. Vladimir Frias will lead things off here in the 5th. Frias is 1 for 2 today with an RBI. Driving in the T-Bones lone run in the 3rd. First pitch to Frias is low, 1-0. So many screaming kids here in Sioux City as Frias sends it out to deep right field, but Colwell will bring it in routinely for the first down. Not Colwell, Lang, I should say, actually. One out here in the fifth, and the T-Bones trailing 4-1. We'll see the 9-hole hitter Tyler Moore for Kansas City. Moore is 0 for 1 after flying out to right field in the third. First pitch to Moore. In there, no balls, one strike. Kansas City has flip-flopped catchers in this series. Steve Swingle started the first. Tyler Moore started the second. Steve Swingle started yesterday in the third game. As Tyler Moore hits that to Sampson, that's past him. That should be a base hit with one out. Base hit for Tyler Moore as he's on with one out. T-Bones trailing 4-1 here in the fifth with Brett Wiley at the top of the order back up. Wiley is 1 for 1 today. Singling in the third. He walked in the first. First pitch to Wiley. Off the end of his bat and foul. No balls, one strike. Brett Wiley never really being a leadoff hitter throughout his professional career. He might find his way staying there. Going 4 for 5 the other night, so 2 nights ago in the second game. First time he's led off. When you go for 4 for 5, regardless of where you're at, you're going to find yourself staying there. Well, that's low to Wiley. Counts even at 1. Last night he had another multi-hit game, going 2 for 5. And yes, I can do some sort of math. He's 7 for 10. Nope, actually I can't. That's 6 for 10. 1-1. In on Wiley's feet. He gets out of the way. The wild pitch will advance Tyler Moore to second. Bubba Maxwell looks like we may be getting to him now. 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Runner on second. T-Bones trailing 4-1 here in the fifth. Double play is no longer an option. Unless, of course, they line out and then throw back to get him out. Sunny day here in Sioux City. The wind being sporadic. When it's on, it's on. When it's off, you feel the heat. 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out as Ralph Henriquez returns after the mound visit. Here comes the 2-1. Inside to Wiley, 3-1. Wiley loves that ball in the outer half. If you get it to him there, you better watch out. Doing a fine job staying on the inside then. From Maxwell. Wiley sends it right back up the middle past Maxwell on the mound. Somehow that went between his legs. And the 6-3 put out retires Wiley, but Tyler Moore advances to third. Due up next half inning, we have this day in baseball history. We got a good one for you. Some may hate, some may love, some may just not care. As Jimmy Mojica steps in for the T-Bones. Mojica is 0 for 1 today with an RBI. His sacrifice fly in the third inning scored the lone run for Kansas City. First pitch is a breaking ball to Mojica. In there, no balls, 1 strike. Mojica steps out to collect himself. The 0-1 is high, but called strike on the high and outside corner. Mojica not a fan, and understandably, with the 0-2. Mojica still in disbelief, has to step out. Steps back in. 0-2 count, 2 out, runner on third. T-Bones trailing 4-1 here in the fifth. The 0-2, Mojica gets off the end of his bat, sends it out to right field. Well, that's brought in for the third and final out. Kansas City gets a runner on a hit, but they strand him there. And the T-Bones trail 4-1 through 4.5 here on the T-Bones broadcast.
It's always good to know that great doctors are close by. In fact, the great doctors of Providence Medical Center are right down the street from the ballpark at 89th and Parallel. Count on Providence when you need 24/7 emergency services, an accredited chest pain center, or specialized orthopedic and sports medicine services. Providence Medical Center is proud to be the official healthcare partner of the T-Bones. Learn more at providencekc.com.
At Community America, we're redefining wealth. It's time to focus on what really fills our lives with meaning, the experiences and relationships that define who we are and what we value. At Community America, what matters to you matters to us. Because when you have financial peace of mind, you can live life to the fullest. Make today wealthy.
I loved when the ice cream truck came around as a kid, the familiar music and the cool treats on a hot summer afternoon.
What's your happy place?
Have a Frosty Treats ice cream truck at your next corporate or private party. FrostyTreats.com.
No matter how large or small your digging project may be, no matter how urban or rural, you must always call 811 before any digging project. 811 is our national one-call number, alerting your local utility companies to come out and mark any lines they have near your dig site. So before you do this or this, make sure you do this. For digging projects big or small, make the call to 811, brought to you by Common Ground Alliance.
Welcome back to the T-Bones Broadcast Network. Jared Messer still out there for Kansas City, so he gets set to begin the bottom of the fifth. T-Bones trailing 4-1. Brendan Slattery will lead things off for Sioux City. Slattery is 0 for 2 today. We get set to begin our segment on this day in baseball history. Today on August 7th, 2007, Messer delivers the high 2-0 in front of a very supportive home crowd at AT&T Park. Barry Bonds surpasses Hank Aaron as the all-time home run leader when he connects on a 3-2 pitch for number 756 off southpaw Mike Baksick of the Nationals. Slattery chops that to short and grounds out for the first down on the 6-3. During the 10-minute celebration following the historic homer, a surprise video message is played on the scoreboard in which Hammerin' Hank himself congratulates the Giants left field for breaking the 31-year-old record. If I do remember correctly, I know exactly where I was when that happened. 2007, I was just in going into 7th grade actually. So that's outside to Ralphie Henriquez, who's 0 for 2 today. Down in my basement watching the game I was watching ESPN like I always was growing up for some weird reason. I was an ESPN nerd. But they obviously went from their normal programming to Barry Bonds' at-bats during that historic day. And day before, maybe even 2 days before, Barry Bonds had tied it. My birthday was August 6th, so yesterday as well. I remember thinking how cool it'd be if he did that on my birthday, as that's high and inside, 2-0 to Henriquez. Does it the very next day. But big congratulations to Barry Bonds from Hank Aaron himself. That goes a long ways. On this date, in August 7, 2010, as that's outside, 3-0 to Henriquez. James Shields ties their major league record for dingers allowed in the one game when he gives up 6 round trippers in the Rays' 17-11 loss to Toronto. Can't talk. At the Rogers Center. Big fly James, his 4 innings of work. Shields homers to Aaron Hill, 2 of those. Edwin Encarnacion, Adam Lind, and Jose Bautista and J.P. Arancibia. That's in there to Henriquez, 3-1. In that game, James Shields is known as Big Fly James. During his time with the Kansas City Royals, he's known as Big Game James. I guess so far this year he's been Big Fly James again, as Henriquez swings and misses on that heater, and now we're full with 1 out. Earlier this season, during James Shields' time with the San Diego Padres, they were facing the New York Mets, and the Mets' hero of a pitcher, Bartolo Colon, sent a ball in the left field for his first career home run in what's been a 500-year career for Bartolo Colon. That's obviously an exaggeration as Ralphie Henriquez walks off the 3-2. Every Royals fan everywhere kind of giggled a little bit watching James Shields give that up. Go back inside to 1999. For the second consecutive day, a major leaguer gets his 300th hit as Wade Boggs homers in the 6th off Indians' Chris Haney. The Devil Rays third baseman is the first player to reach the milestone with the home run as Tommy Mendonca grounds softly back to the mound. Jared Messer wants to put the tag on Mendonca, but Mendonca, being the veteran, backpedals to give the guy on second enough time. Messer just turns around and throws it to Blackwood at first. Brings up the 9-hole hitter Brian Johns, who's 1 for 1 today, with a run scored. Wade Boggs, the first player to reach the milestone with the home run, rounds the bases, pointing skyward, blowing a kiss in memory of his mom, and gets down on his knees to kiss home plate when he picks up his 3,000th hit on August 7th, 1999. We'll go way back this time, clear back to 1907 as the first pitch. Brian Johns is the called strike, no balls, 1 strike. Senators hurler Walter Johnson wins his first major league game, beating the Indians 7-2. The 19-year-old right-hander will compile a 417 and 279 record. That's a winning percentage of .599, along with an ERA of 2.17 during his 21-year career. Walter Johnson, still known as one of the greatest hitters of all time. That's fouled off by Johns. No balls, 2 strikes. And on this date, he won his first major league game, and that 7-2 victory clear back in 1907. Oh, 2 count to Johns with 2 down. T-Bones trailing 4-1 with the runner on second. On this date in 1999, this is the final one, I promise. The Royals honor George Brett's induction into the Baseball Hall of Fame. That's in the dirt, blocked by Moore, 1-2, with an on-field ceremony prior to the game against Minnesota. The former third baseman played his entire 21-year career in Kansas City, compiling a lifetime .305 batting average. George Brett, arguably, not too much of an argument though, being the greatest Royal of all time. Cool second place, maybe some could argue a first place, is Kansas City T-Bones first base coach Frank White. That's fouled off to make it 1-2 to Johns still. George Brett, one of the greatest Royals, spent some time in the front office. It was an integral part of the moves made for Kansas City for them to win the World Series last season, to reach it in 2014. The 1-2 to Johns, blocked in the dirt outside by Moore. We're now even at 2. And what a cool thing that happened on 1999, August 7th. They honor him, induction into the Hall of Fame with the on-field ceremony. That was today's segment of This Day in Baseball History. I hope you enjoyed as I tried to add a little bit of funk to these broadcasts. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, runner on second. T-Bones trailing 4-1 here in the bottom of the 5th. Here comes the 2-2. Way inside on Johns. We're now full. On deck for Sioux City is the top of the order, number 11, Levon Washington. Johns was walked last time up in the 4th and scored. Kansas City picked up their lone run in the top of the 3rd. Sioux City started the game out 2 in the 1st and 2 in the 4th. The payoff pitch from Messer. Fastball sent out to right field by Johns. That's going to drop. They're going to send the runner home. Rodriguez charging. They hold him up at the last second. And Johns thought about second but must return after the strong throw from Rodriguez comes in. Be runners on the corners now with 2 down. Derek Robinson steps in now as the top of the orders back up for the Explorers. Robinson, 1 for 2 today. The run scored. He doubled and scored in the 1st. He was walked in the 2nd and struck out swinging last time we saw him in the 4th. Comes on now with runners on the corners and 2 down with the T-Bones trailing 4-1 here in the home half of the 5th. Messer comes set. First pitch from Messer. Fastball in there, no balls, 1 strike. Messer looking in from the side from rookie catcher Tyler Moore. Kansas City looking to develop 2 catchers this season with 2 rookies, Steve Swingle and Tyler Morse, both seeing some equal playing time as Robinson grounds to Wiley for the 4-3. Sioux City picks up 1 hit, but they strand 2 on as Kansas City trails 4-1 through 5 complete here on the T-Bones Broadcast Network.
It's always good to know that great doctors are close by. In fact, the great doctors of Providence Medical Center are right down the street from the ballpark at 89th and Parallel. Count on Providence when you need 24/7 emergency services, an accredited chest pain center, or specialized orthopedic and sports medicine services. Providence Medical Center is proud to be the official healthcare partner of the T-Bones. Learn more at providencekc.com.
At Community America, we're redefining wealth. It's time to focus on what really fills our lives with meaning. The experiences and relationships that define who we are and what we value. At Community America, what matters to you matters to us. Because when you have financial peace of mind, you can live life to the fullest. Make today wealthy.
I loved when the ice cream truck came around as a kid, the familiar music and the cool treats on a hot summer afternoon.
What's your happy place?
Have a Frosty Treats ice cream truck at your next corporate or private party. FrostyTreats.com.
Country Inn & Suites in Village West is the official hotel of the KC T-Bones. We conveniently share the parking lot with the stadium and offer access to the best shopping and entertainment. Enjoy a comfortable stay with top-notch services and amenities. Start your day off right with our Be Our Guest breakfast. Our exceptional service makes Country Inn & Suites the ideal hotel in KC for anyone traveling for business or pleasure. Stay with us on your next trip and we'll have you saying, I love this country. Book today at countryinns.com/Kansas City KS.
I loved when the ice cream truck came around as a kid, the familiar music and the cool treats on a hot summer afternoon.
What's your happy place?
Have a Frosty Treats ice cream truck at your next corporate or private party. FrostyTreats.com.
Welcome back to the T-Bones Broadcast Network. T-Bones trail 4-1 as we head to the 6th. Here in Sioux City on the T-Bones Broadcast Network, this is Sam King as Tyler Massey gets things started for the T-Bones. Massey is 1 for 2 today in today's action. That skipped across, hitting as soon as it hits the dirt. 1-0. One ball, no strikes now on Massey as Maxwell fires home. It's outside, 2-0. Mendoza playing a little in on third, about even with the bag. Other than that, everybody's straight up. Middle infield playing their heels on the grass. The 1-0, well, the 2-0, I should say, is low. Massey's worked himself ahead in the count. 3 balls, no strikes. Massey has his pitch to play with. Here it comes from Maxwell, and Massey walks on 4 pitches, which puts the tying run now on deck. Tyler Massey walk to lead off the 6th. That brings up Jake Blackwood, who's 1 for 2 today. He reached on a fielder's choice. Well, grounded into a fielder's choice in the first. He did not reach, as that was the 3rd and final out. And then he singled in the 4th. First pitch to Blackwood is low. 1-0. He's been an RBI machine during our time here in Sioux City. Kansas City has scored a combined 11 runs in this series. Jake Blackwood has driven in 5 of those. He sends it out to center field, and that's squeezed by Colwell for the first out. That brings up designated hitter Anthony Gallus. Gallus is 0 for 2 today with 2 strikeouts. He comes on now with the runner on first, 1 down, and the T-Bones trailing 4-1 in the 6th. First pitch to Gallus. He sends it out to deep left field. That's going, no doubter, that's out of here. Anthony Gallus, 12th home run of the season, jumps on the first pitch from Maxwell. And that brings the T-Bones within one as they now trail 3-4. Anthony Gallus gets back on track with that one. A long, long home run that he pulls down the left field line. Everybody in the park knew it was gone as soon as he made contact. Anthony Gallus had been struggling all year, but I've kept saying continuously that that's the type of guy that with one swing can turn things around. Well, there was that swing. As Tyson Gillies steps in now for Kansas City. First pitch to Gillies is high and outside, 1-0. Gillies also has the capabilities to go up and out. So far this season, he's batting .209 and 91 at-bats. He's got 15 runs scored, 3 home runs, and 10 RBIs. The first pitch, well, the next pitch to Gillies, he pops straight up. Appears it's going to stay in play as Tommy Mendonca's looking for it. That ball is a mile in the sky and squeezes it for the second out. That brings up Starlin Rodriguez, who's 0 for 2 today with a ground out and a fly out. Ground out to third, fly out to left. Last time Rodriguez came up, his biggest struggle came with the weight in the on-deck circle as he couldn't get it off his bat for the life of him, even throwing the bat on the ground a few times. Rodriguez shows bunt first time around, comes up empty, no balls, 1 strike. He had to get help from Vladimir Frias as Frias just reached over and slammed it on the concrete step. The veteran wiliness of Frias to get the weight off the bat. The 0-1 is outside and low. Counts now even at 1 to Rodriguez. Rodriguez comes into this at-bat, batting .249 and 201 at-bats this season. He's got 2 home runs and 18 RBIs. Rodriguez sends that down to a diving Mendonca. Mendonca struggles on the transfer. That's an infield single for Starlin Rodriguez with 2 down. That brings up his good buddy Vladimir Frias. Frias is 1 for 2 today. He singled and scored in the third. T-Bones trail 4-3 thanks to a 2-run home run by Anthony Gallus earlier in this inning. So we're in the top of the 6th and trailing by 1. Kansas City looking to split this 4-game series with Sioux City and tie the season series at 5. Vladimir Frias gets under that and sends it out to shallow center field, and that's squeezed for the third and final out, but not before Kansas City gets 2 back on 1 swing from Anthony Gallus, scoring Tyler Massey and himself as the T-Bones now trail 4-3 through 5.5 on the T-Bones Broadcast Network.
It's always good to know that great doctors are close by. In fact, the great doctors of Providence Medical Center are right down the street from the ballpark at 89th and Parallel. Count on Providence when you need 24/7 emergency services, an accredited chest pain center, or specialized orthopedic and sports medicine services. Providence Medical Center is proud to be the official healthcare partner of the T-Bones. Learn more at providencekc.com.
At Community America, we're redefining wealth. It's time to focus on what really fills our lives with meaning. The experiences and relationships that define who we are and what we value. At Community America, what matters to you matters to us. Because when you have financial peace of mind, you can live life to the fullest. Make today wealthy.
I loved when the ice cream truck came around as a kid, the familiar music and the cool treats on a hot summer afternoon.
What's your happy place?
Have a Frosty Treats ice cream truck at your next corporate or private party. FrostyTreats.com.
Country Inn and Suites in Village West is the official hotel of the KC T-Bones. We conveniently share the parking lot with the stadium and offer access to the best shopping and entertainment. Enjoy a comfortable stay with top-notch services and amenities. Start your day off right with our Be Our Guest breakfast. Our exceptional service makes Country Inn and Suites the ideal hotel in KC for anyone traveling for business or pleasure. Stay with us on your next trip and we'll have you saying, I love this country. Book today at countryinns.com/Kansas City KS.
I loved when the ice cream truck came around as a kid, the familiar music and the cool treats on a hot summer afternoon.
What's your happy place?
Have a Frosty Treats ice cream truck at your next corporate or private party. FrostyTreats.com.
Welcome back to the T-Bones Broadcast Network. Josh Tolles now on for Kansas City, relieving Jared Messer. Jared Messer's final line looks like this. 5 innings, 9 hits, 4 runs. Only 2 of those were earned, with 3 walks and 3 strikeouts in the 28 batters he faced. Leading off for Sioux City is Michael Lang. Lang finds himself at 2-3 today. He singled in the first and scored. He singled in the fourth but did not score and struck out swinging in the second. First pitch from Tolles to Lang. Fastball at the letters, 1-0. That's outside, and a quick 2-0 now from Tolles. Josh Tolles enters today's matchup with a record of 4-3. ERA of 3.83 and 18 appearances, 2 of those being starts. He's pitched 42 1/3 with 36 strikeouts and 21 walks. That's in there. 2-1 now to Lang. Here comes the 2-1, and that hits Lang. And that'll put him on first with no one out. That brings up Nate Sampson, who's 2 for 2 today with 2 RBIs. Sac fly RBI in the first. He singled in the third, and then he singled and brought a run home in the fourth. Comes on now, Kansas City trailing 4-3 thanks to Anthony Gallis' 2-run home run in the sixth. First pitch to Sampson, he shows bunt but pulls it back, and it's low, 1-0. Josh Tolles spent 1 season at Rockhurst University at 24 years old, originally from Adelaide, Australia. During his 1 year college ball, he went 4-7 with an ERA of 2.60 with 13 appearances, 10 being starts, 8 complete games, 2 shutouts as he checks on the run. He's back standing. And at 6-9 in the third innings pitch, he struck out 71 while walking 24. Josh Tolles pitched in the, could be wrong, but the Huckaball tournament, that's a bunt that's lined out to Jake Blackwood. Just a long enough bunt. Couldn't get it down, but he gets it right into Blackwood's glove, and thankfully so, for the first out. Tolles checks on the runner. He's back standing as Levon Washington finds himself in the box. Washington is 1 for 3 today with an RBI. They throw down on the pickoff attempt. Lang takes off running, and he's tagged out at second for a huge second out. Slid into Vladimir Frias. Frias landed on top of him. Frias is helped up by Wiley. And that's a big second out. Michael Lang with the base running blunder, which is good enough for me. First pitch to Washington shows bunt. Pulls it back. It's outside. 1-0. Good news for Josh Tolles is that the Olympic officials have reinstated the sport for the Tokyo Olympics in 4 years. He played in a tournament in the Netherlands. That's in there. 1-1. just now returning for the T-Bones, as that's inside 2-1 now. Josh Tolles did see action in the opening game on August 4th in this series, a game the T-Bones lost 4-11. That's outside, 2-1, 2 down. He came in and pitched 2 innings, giving him 1 run. It was earned with 1 hit and 3 strikeouts. Before that, the last time we saw him was on July 27th and the 26th against Gary. That's fouled back, 2-2. Last time, other than the relief appearance, as that's grounded to Wiley. That's an easy 4-3 put out. For the third and final out, 3 up, 3 down for Josh Tolles. As the T-Bones trail 4-3 through 6 here on the T-Bones Broadcast Network.
It's always good to know that great doctors are close by. In fact, the great doctors of Providence Medical Center are right down the street from the ballpark at 89th and Parallel. Count on Providence when you need 24/7 emergency services, an accredited chest pain center, or specialized orthopedic and sports medicine services. Providence Medical Center is proud to be the official healthcare partner of the T-Bones. Learn more at providencekc.com.
At Community America, we're redefining wealth. It's time to focus on what really fills our lives with meaning. The experiences and relationships that define who we are and what we value. At Community America, what matters to you matters to us. Because when you have financial peace of mind, you can live life to the fullest. Make today wealthy.
I loved when the ice cream truck came around as a kid, the familiar music and the cool treats on a hot summer afternoon.
What's your happy place?
Have a Frosty Treats ice cream truck at your next corporate or private party. FrostyTreats.com.
Country Inn & Suites in Village West is the official hotel of the KC T-Bones. We conveniently share the parking lot with the stadium and offer access to the best shopping and entertainment. Enjoy a comfortable stay with top-notch services and amenities. Start your day off right with our Be Our Guest breakfast. Our exceptional service makes Country Inn & Suites the ideal hotel in KC for anyone traveling for business or pleasure. Stay with us on your next trip and we'll have you saying, I love this country. Book today at countryinns.com/Kansas City KS.
I loved when the ice cream truck came around as a kid, the familiar music and the cool treats on a hot summer afternoon.
What's your happy place?
Have a Frosty Treats ice cream truck at your next corporate or private party. FrostyTreats.com.
Welcome back to the T-Bones Broadcast Network. Rob Ward now on for Sioux City. Comes in place of Bubba Maxwell. Final stat line for Maxwell. He went 6 innings, he went 7 hits, 3 runs, all earned while walking 2 and striking out 3. If Sioux City maintains the lead, he's on the hook for the win as we see Tyler Moore, the 9-hole hitter, due up first for Kansas City. Moore is 1 for 2. Last time we saw Moore in the 5th, he singled, but was ultimately stranded at 3rd. Moore gets under that and pops it up, tailing back out of play. Not too far in front of me, an older gentleman with a nice two-handed catch. Sitting by himself, no kids around. You better stick that in your pocket. No balls, 1 strike to Tyler Moore. No balls, 2 strikes to Tyler Moore, I should say. Actually, I need to get better at my job. And he swings and comes up empty for the first out. 1 out here in the 7th. As we see the top of the order, Brett Wiley entering the box. So far this season, Rob Ward, who did get some time in the All-Star game, is 3-3 this season with a 1.55 ERA in 21 appearances. He's got a save in 34 2/3, so struck out 46 while walking 17. That's low and in there. No balls, 1 strike to Brett Wiley. Wiley is 1 for 2 today. batting out of the leadoff hole. Rob Wart did see action on August 5th against the T-Bones, a game that Kansas City lost 5-1. Wart went 1 inning, no hits, no runs, no walks, but a strikeout. That bounces up 1-1. Rob Wart spent 2 years at Jefferson College, the same place where Brett Wiley spent some time. And in his 2 years in college, junior college at Jefferson College, he went 3-6 with a 3.88 ERA in 24 appearances. He picked up 7 saves, and in 65 innings pitched, struck out 59 while walking 48. Wiley swings and misses. It's now 1-2 with 1 out, and the T-Bones trailing 4-3 here in the 7th. Rob Wart was then drafted by the Washington Nationals in the 30th round in 2009. He ended up taking that, and from 2009 to 2013, he found himself with that. In 2014, he came to Sioux City after spending some time in the low A ball for the Arizona Diamondbacks. Then came back to Sioux City, was picked up by Portland, Double-A affiliate for Boston. Finds his way back as Wiley fouls that back. It's 2-2. So far, well, last season, I guess I should say, with Sioux City, Wart went 11-3 with a 1.79 ERA. He had 41 appearances and picked up 4 saves. And in 65 1/3, struck out in 92 while walking 26. The 2-2, Wiley fouls that down the third baseline and out of play. We'll remain here even at 2. Rob Wart has not allowed a run since July 26th at St. Paul. When he went 3 innings, he even picked up the win. Gave 3 hits that run, 3 walks, and 5 strikeouts. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. T-Bones trailing 4-3 in the 7th. That's inside, and that draws the count full to Wiley, with Jimmy Mojica on deck for the T-Bones. T-Bones down by 1. Brett Wiley, the tying run. Go ahead and run on deck. The payoff pitch from Wart. Wiley rolls over and softly grounds it to first. He's got some speed. Close play at the plate. And he is out for the second out. That brings up Jimmy Mojica's 0 for 2 today. He has sac fly, RBI in the 3rd, though. Rob Wart, originally a native of St. Charles, Missouri, went to high school at St. Charles and Howell North. First pitch to Jimmy Mojica is in there. No balls, 1 strike. Spent some time with the Washington Nationals, Arizona Diamondbacks, and Boston Red Sox affiliate teams. That's low, 1-1, now to Mojica. Ralphie Enriquez setting up inside. The 1-1 is fouled back by Mojica. Now 1-2. Kansas City Royals just picked up the win against the Toronto Blue Jays, 7-1. Kendrick Morales launched a grand slam off Marcus Stroman when he went 5 innings, with 3 runs and 4 strikeouts. Yordano Ventura went 6 2/3 with 1 earned run and 4 strikeouts. Both Kansas City teams looking to get back on track. Mojica fouls that off. Remains alive with the 1-2. Rob Wart's best pitch is easily his fastball. I just gave it away. When he's behind at the count, he'll come back to you with the slider, and he's known to be erratic with it. The 1-2, Mojica sends that up the middle. Brian Johns diving off his glove. Jimmy Mojica on with a 2-out single. And that puts the tying run on base for Kansas City as they trail 4-3. Here in the 7th, Tyler Massey will come up now, representing the go-ahead run. Massey is 1 for 2. He walked last time we saw him in the 6th and scored. Rob Wart's fastball has been known to touch 92. better watch out when you're on the base pass because he's got a quick pickoff move. But he has always been known to be erratic with that slider. First pitch to Massey. Fastball outside. Called strike. No balls, 1 strike. With 2 down. Rob Wart looking in for the sign. Doesn't like what he sees from the first 2. Enriquez sets up outside. The 0-1. It's outside, just a touch too far. Counts even at 1. Elsewhere in the American Association at U.S. Steel Yard, they're in the bottom of the 6th. Winnipeg trailing Gary 1-0. At Sioux Falls Stadium, they're almost set to begin between Texas and Sioux Falls. Haymarket Park, they're scheduled for 5:05. Wichita at Lincoln. Unitrade Stadium, they're scheduled for 7:05. Joplin at Laredo. Wart checks on Mojica first. Mojica dives back safely. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. T-Bones trailing 4-3 here in the 7th with Tyler Massey in the box. The 1-1. Massey fouls off. Now he's behind. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Kansas City looking to return home after this 4-game road trip for a 7-game homestand. 3 games with the Lincoln Salt Dogs starting tomorrow. That goes from Monday through Wednesday. Then Thursday through Sunday, they'll welcome in the Laredo Lemurs. The 1-2 is outside. The night evens the count at 2 with 2 down and the runner on first. Tickets can be purchased by visiting the Providence box office. Make your way to Community America Ballpark for some fun well done. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, double deuces with the runner on first. T-Bones trailing 4-3 here in the 7th with Tyler Massey looking to drive in the tying run. The 2-2. Massey sends it out to right center, laying on his horse. But Colwell brings it in for the 3rd out as that ball was smacked. Kansas City squanders a scoring opportunity, and they trail 4-3 through 6.5 here on the T-Bones Broadcast Network.
It's always good to know that great doctors are close by. In fact, the great doctors of Providence Medical Center are right down the street from the ballpark at 89th and Parallel. Count on Providence when you need 24/7 emergency services, an accredited chest pain center, or specialized orthopedic and sports medicine services. Providence Medical Center is proud to be the official healthcare partner of the T-Bones. Learn more at providencekc.com.
At Community America, we're redefining wealth. It's time to focus on what really fills our lives with meaning. The experiences and relationships that define who we are and what we value. At Community America, what matters to you matters to us. Because when you have financial peace of mind, you can live life to the fullest. Make today wealthy.
I loved when the ice cream truck came around as a kid, the familiar music and the cool treats on a hot summer afternoon.
What's your happy place?
Have a Frosty Treats ice cream truck at your next corporate or private party. FrostyTreats.com.
Country Inn & Suites in Village West is the official hotel of the KC T-Bones. We conveniently share the parking lot with the stadium and offer access to the best shopping and entertainment. Enjoy a comfortable stay with top-notch services and amenities. Start your day off right with our Be Our Guest breakfast. Our exceptional service makes Country Inn & Suites the ideal hotel in KC for anyone traveling for business or pleasure. Stay with us on your next trip and we'll have you saying, I love this country. Book today at countryinns.com/Kansas City KS.
Welcome back to the T-Bones Broadcast Network. The T-Bones trail 4-3 as we head to the home half of the 7th. We'll see Tim Caldwell lead things off for the Explorers. Caldwell is 1 for 2 today with an RBI. RBI came in the 1st on a sac fly. He singled in the 3rd, then grounded out the 2nd in the 4th. First pitch is a breaking ball that misses 1-0. Gets Caldwell swinging on the breaking ball, fooled by Toltz. Tolles breaking ball just outside. He's behind 2-1. 2 balls, 1 strike. Tolles' fastball is fouled off by Caldwell. We're now even at 2. During Josh Tolles' time with the Adelaide Bite in Australia, it's been 3 years, 2010, 2014, and 15. He's gone 13-3 with an ERA of 2.22 with 42 appearances, 4 being starts as that's fouled back to stay alive at 2-2. He's got an 85 innings pitched under his belt with 93 strikeouts and 40 walks. That comes out to 9.85 strikeouts per 9 innings. The 2-2. Inside to call, and that draws the count full. On deck for Sioux City is number 7, Brendan Slattery. Tolles found some time in the Pico Leagues as well in 2014. As Colwell lays down a bunt, Mojica barehand fires it over, but Colwell beats it out for an infield single as he gets the defense snoozing. And that's a situation where you can expect the defense to snooze. With 2 strikeouts, who's going to bunt? I say who. We just saw Tim Colwell do it. As Brendan Slattery steps in 0 for 3 today with the strikeout. Josh Tolles looking to take care of the runner on first with no one out. And the T-Bones trailing 4-3 here in the bottom of the 7th. As we come to you from Lewis and Clark Park in Sioux City, Iowa. Tolles checks on the runner at first. Colwell back in there standing. Tolles gets the sign from Moore. And comes set. First pitch to Slattery. A fastball low and inside. Called strike. No balls, 1 strike. Slattery takes exception to it. They're going to call a balk on Josh Tolles. The second balk today by Kansas City pitchers. Jared Messer picked up a balk. So you're back in the 2nd inning. No pitch. Count still. No balls. 1 strike. Tolles not happy with this umpire crew. Really looking for that, it appears, today. Pretty much the first 2 that I've ever seen. Probably should have seen more in my life, but they were never called. Pitcher and batter freezing each other. Umpire just has to call time. That's a called strike in there to Slattery. Slattery behind, no balls, 2 strikes with no one out. The runner on second. T-Bones trailing 4-3. You're in the 7th. Breaking ball, ring him up for the first out as Brendan Slattery doesn't disagree. Josh Tolles strikes him out. First strikeout of the game for Tolles. Second strikeout of the game for Slattery. That brings up Ralphie Henriquez with 1 out and the runner on second. His team leading by 1, 4-3. That ball gets past Tyler Moore. Throw down to third. Close play. Mojica handles it. Lays the tag down, but it's just late. Runner safe on the pass ball. They do rule that a wild pitch. 1-0 to Ralphie Henriquez. Two and 0 to Henriquez. Australia's baseball team that Josh Tolles was a part of in the Netherlands during their tournament there went undefeated at Honkball Week Harlem against Chinese Taipei in the opening game. Racked up a 9-5 victory. Called strike in there at Henriquez, 2-1. Two and one's a called strike in there as well. Two balls, two strikes, one out, runner on third. Anything to the corner outfielders, well, to any of the outfielders, to these stud outfielders the T-Bones have, good luck. The infield comes in. The 2-2. Low, and that draws the count full. Good pitch from Tolles to keep it low. The 2-2 is sent out to Tyler Massey. Massey charging. He's got an arm. Third base tagging. Massey's strong throw to catcher Tyler Moore. And Colwell thinks better of it and returns back to third. As the sacrifice is no longer an option for Tom Mendonça, who steps in 0 for 3 today. He reached on an error by Jake Blackwood in the fourth and scored. This past 2016 at the Hunk Ball Week Harlan Tournament, Josh Tolles is a part of the Australian team that took third place. Winning team was the Netherlands. Second place goes to Japan. That's down and away, 1-0 to Mendonça. One ball, no strikes. Fastball in the outer half called there. We're now even at 1. Mendonça swings and misses, and he's behind now. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 down. The runner on third. T-Bones trailing 4-3 here in the bottom of the 7th. When we come back around for the Kansas City in the 8th, we'll see the 4, 5, and 6 hitters do up for the T-Bones: Blackwood, Gallus, and Gillies. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs for Mendonça. Breaking ball way inside at 69 miles an hour at 2-2 now. Swing and a miss from Mendonça. They lay the tag on him for the third and final out. Josh Tolles puts a runner on, advances him on a balk and a wild pitch. 2 strikeouts in the inning and a flyout will end it. The T-Bones still trail 4-3 through 7 complete here on the T-Bones Broadcast Network.
It's always good to know that great doctors are close by. In fact, the great doctors of Providence Medical Center are right down the street from the ballpark at 89th and Parallel. Count on Providence when you need 24/7 emergency services, an accredited chest pain center, or specialized orthopedic and sports medicine services. Providence Medical Center is proud to be the official healthcare partner of the T-Bones. Learn more at providencekc.com.
At Community America, we're redefining wealth. It's time to focus on what really fills our lives with meaning, the experiences and relationships that define who we are and what we value. At Community America, what matters to you matters to us. Because when you have financial peace of mind, you can live life to the fullest. Make today wealthy.
I loved loved when the ice cream truck came around as a kid, the familiar music and the cool treats on a hot summer afternoon.
What's your happy place?
Have a Frosty Treats ice cream truck at your next corporate or private party. FrostyTreats.com.
Country Inn and Suites in Village West is the official hotel of the KC T-Bones. We conveniently share the parking lot with the stadium and offer access to the best shopping and entertainment. Enjoy a comfortable stay with top-notch services and amenities. Start your day off right with our Be Our Guest breakfast. Our exceptional service makes Country Inn and Suites the ideal hotel in KC for anyone traveling for business or pleasure. Stay with us on your next trip and we'll have you saying, I love this country. Book today at countryinns.com/Kansas City KS.
Welcome back to the T-Bones Broadcast Network. Jake Blackwood will get things started here at Lewis and Clark Park in the 8th. This is Sam King on the T-Bones Broadcast Network. Jake Blackwood enters this at-bat. 1 for 3 today. Somehow without an RBI as he fouls the first pitch back and out of play. No balls, 1 strike. Like I said, Jake Blackwood has 5 RBIs so far through the first 3 games of the series. T-Bones have scored 11 runs this series. 5 of those coming from Blackwood. Or driven home by Blackwood, I should say. No balls, 1 strike, no one out. Blackwood reaches out for that one in the other batter's box and fouls it back. No balls, 2 strikes. Here comes the 0-2. It's high, 1-2. Sioux City scored 2 in the first. Kansas City answered with 1 in the third. Sioux City then scored 2 in the fourth. Kansas City then scored 2 in the sixth thanks to a 2-run home run by Anthony Gallus. That's how we've gotten to this 3-4 game with the 1-2. High and inside to Blackwood. That evens the count at 2. Sioux City sitting at 10 hits. Kansas City at 8 hits with an error. The 2-2. Blackwood reaches down for it and fouls it off. Down at his shins as he's in defense mode right now. Takes his sunglasses off, hands them to John Mazzarelli as he needs to see the ball better with the cloud cover now here in Sioux City. Wind now dead. Two balls, 2 strikes for Blackwood to lead off this inning. Blackwood fouls it straight back. We remain even at 2. Jake Blackwood already seen 6 pitches in this at bat from Rob Wart. Wart 27 pitches into this. Two balls, 2 strikes, no one out. Blackwood sends that to Johns at second. Johns brings it on the 2-hopper and fires to first for the first out. That brings up Anthony Gallus, who's 1 for 3 today with a 2-run home run. Last time we saw him in the 6th, his 12th of the season. Picked up his 32nd RBI as well. I think Gallus, that swing could have got him back on track. Time will tell. First pitch to Gallus is a breaking ball inside. Called strike. No balls, 1 strike. Comes on now, 1 out. T-Bone's trailing 4-3 here in the 8th. Gallus lines that into left field. That'll drop. That could be 2. He's going around. He's going to slow play at the second. He's in there standing with a 1-out double. Anthony Gallus, 2 extra base hits in this game. Maybe a good sign of things to come is when he's on, the guy just rakes, puts some meat sauce on that because that was slapped. That brings up Tyson Gillies, who's 0 for 3 today with a strikeout. His main job is just get Gallus moving as Gallus is on second with 1 out. And the T-Bones trailing by 1. Tying run on second, go-ahead run at the plate. 4-3 is our score. Wart not a fan of that ball. Asks for a new one. Home plate umpire Scott Shorts fires one right back to him. Shores might have had some playing time in his career. Wart comes set for the first pitch to Gillies. Gillies sends it up the middle. That's going to drop. Dave Schaub holding Gallus at third. It'll be runners on the corners now with 1 out. Tyson Gillies moving Gallus into scoring position into third base and making the sacrifice an option. But with him on first, that also makes the double play an option. Go ahead run on third. Well, actually first, tying run on third with 1 out here in the 8th. And that brings up Starlin Rodriguez, who picked up a hit last time we saw him in the 6th. He is 1 for 3 today. Each team now at 10 hits, thanks to 2 hits this inning by Kansas City. Kansas City does trail 4-3 with 1 out here in the 8th. First pitch to Rodriguez. He sends it up in the air. Still in play for Eno Patron. He just entered the game, reaches over the railing, and brings it in for the 2nd out. Starlin Rodriguez can't believe it, but it's a fair and simple out for Eno Patron. Impressive play by the newly entered into the game, first baseman for Sioux City, reaching over the T-Bones dugout railing for the 2nd out, which brings up Vladimir Frias. Frias is 1 for 3 today. He singled and scored in the 3rd, sent Simmons flyouts to center field and right field. He comes on now with runners on the corners, 2 down, tying run on 3rd in this 4-3 game. The go-ahead run on 1st. First pitch to Frias is outside, 1-0. Rob Ward needing to work himself out of trouble for the Explorers. But I'd love to see a big swing here from Frias. Even just driving in Gallus would be plenty for me. The 1-0 is outside, 2-0 now to Frias. Vladimir Frias, the veteran player for Kansas City, coming up big in this spot would be huge for the organization. Two balls, no strikes, 2 out. Rob Ward delivers, hits outside, keeping it away from Frias. 3-0. Frias played his college ball at Chipola College in Marianna, Florida. And spent some time at Tennessee Wesleyan University. He was drafted in the 30th round in 2008 by the San Francisco Giants, and he took that. Spending 2 seasons in the Giants organization, 2 seasons with the Boston Red Sox, 1 season in the Chicago Cubs organization, and then a season again in Boston's. As Frias walks to load the bases for Tyler Moore. Mark that. Dalton Wheat will come in and pitch hit for Tyler Moore. Which would mean that we're going to see Steve Swingle do the rest of the catching for Kansas City. Average-wise, Dalton Wheat is Kansas City's best hitter. He's batting .333 in 123 at-bats. He's got 13 runs scored, 6 doubles, 3 triples, 19 RBIs, and he's walked 13 times. Montgomery will come out and talk to his boy in this heated moment of the game. As we're trailing by 1, 4-3 here in the top of the 8th. Tying run on third. Go-ahead run on second. Insurance run on first. The bases juiced for Dalton Wheat. Wheat had been riding an 11-game hitting streak, but it was snapped last night when he went 0 for 2 in that T-Bone 6-3 victory. He was walked twice. As that 11-game hitting streak also featured a 3-6 game at Winnipeg on July 29th. The runs scored and 2 RBIs. Turn back to the action. Rob Wart comes up with the first pitch to the work glove maniac, Dalton Wheat. First pitch to Wheat is outside, but called strike. No balls, 1 strike. With 2 down, the bases loaded. Kansas City trailing 4-3 here in the 8th. This is the best opportunity they have to take the lead. The 0-1. Way inside. Almost hit Wheat. He thought about wearing it, but that's right at his knees. When you got a speedster like that, you don't want him to hit in the legs, or there might be some problems. The count's even at 1. One ball, 1 strike, 2 outs, bases loaded. Kansas City trailing 4-3. Wheat sends that to the opposite field. That's in left field. That's just foul. 1-2. That could have been 2, maybe 3 runs. I don't have the best angle. There's a pull right in my line of sight. But I'll take their word for it that it went foul. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs now. Wheat's main job is just to get on base here at the top of the order. Brett Wiley on deck. I mean, that ball is just inches from going fair. One ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs for Wheat with the bases loaded and the T-Bones trailing 3-4 in the 8th. Wheat checks his swing. They say he goes. I disagree, but that's the 3rd and final out as Kansas City strands the bases loaded. And the T-Bones trail Sioux City 4-3 through 7.5 here on the T-Bones Broadcast Network.
It's always good to know that great doctors are close by. In fact, the great doctors of Providence Medical Center are right down the street from the ballpark at 89th and Parallel. Count on Providence when you need 24/7 emergency services, an accredited chest pain center, or specialized orthopedic and sports medicine services. Providence Medical Center is proud to be the official healthcare partner of the T-Bones. Learn more at providencekc.com.
At Community America, we're redefining wealth. It's time to focus on what really fills our lives with meaning. The experiences and relationships that define who we are and what we value. At Community America, what matters to you matters to us. Because when you have financial peace of mind, you can live life to the fullest. Make today wealthy.
I loved when the ice cream truck came around as a kid, the familiar music and the cool treats on a hot summer afternoon.
What's your happy place?
Have a Frosty Treats ice cream truck at your next corporate or private party. FrostyTreats.com.
Country Inn & Suites in Village West is the official hotel of the KC T-Bones. We conveniently share the parking lot with the stadium and offer access to the best shopping and entertainment. Enjoy a comfortable stay with top-notch services and amenities. Start your day off right with our Be Our Guest breakfast. Our exceptional service makes Country Inn & Suites the ideal hotel in KC for anyone traveling for business or pleasure. Stay with us on your next trip and we'll have you saying, I love this country. Book today at countryinns.com/Kansas City KS.
Welcome back to the T-Bones Broadcast Network. The T-Bones trail Sioux City 4-3 as we set to begin the home half of the 8th. See the 9-1-2 hitter due up for Sioux City, Brian Johns. Counts even at 1 to him now as that breaking ball touches the zone. I jumped into it a little late, missed a pitch. Now you're caught up. 1-1. Kansas City had an opportunity in the last half inning with the bases loaded, and they come away with nothing. As John swings and misses, it's 1-2. Questionable call by Scott Shores hurts us more than you know. Said Dalton Wheat went when he checked his swing. I had a look from above at it as I'm up here in the press box, and I can tell you confidently he did not go. 1 ball, 2 strikes, no one out. T-Bones trailing 4-3 here at Lewis and Clark Park. This is Sam King as Brian Johns lines that softly to Vladimir Frias at short. Frias brings it in for the first out. Josh Tolles is now retired 4 straight Explorers, but now it's a different story as we see at the top of the order. First time that he's faced Derek Robinson today, but Derek Robinson enters his at-bat. 1 for 3. He doubled in the first and scored. Struck out looking in the 4th and grounded out in the 5th while walking in the 2nd. First pitch to Robinson. Breaking ball that's just a little high, I suppose. 1-0. Robinson, the switch hitter, switches to the right side against the lefty Tolles. Fastball low, 2-0. Robinson gets under that and sends it out to left field. It's going to be foul, but is it out of play? Yes, it is. 2-1. Derek Robinson played some time in the major leagues with the Cincinnati Reds. He was originally drafted by the Kansas City Royals in the 4th round. That's out to left field. Tyson Gillies brings it in on the track and in the corner for the first out. He was drafted by the Royals in 2006 in the 4th round. His debut came on April 5th, 2013 at 25 years old. And he went 0 for 1 in that game against Washington. That season with Cincinnati in 2013. Batted .255 with no home runs and 8 RBIs, 4 stolen bases, and 21 runs scored, playing in 102 of their games. That was his only season in the majors. Michael Lang comes on now with 2 down and no one out as the T-Bones trail 4-3. The bunt attempt down the first baseline is lined foul as Michael Lang has had troubles laying down the bunts all day. Earlier in the game, Nate Sampson tried to lay it on a bunt and lined it to Jake Blackwood. No balls, 1 strike, 2 outs for Michael Lang. Josh Tolles fires to the right-handed pitcher. The right-handed batter, I should say, and that's high. And the count's even at 1. Michael Lang swing and a miss. And that was an aggressive swing. And he's behind. 1 ball, 2 strikes. With 2 down and the T-Bones trailing 4-3 in the bottom of the 8th. Michael Lang attended Rutgers University. Originally from New Jersey at St. Peter's Prep School, which is where he went to high school. Came to Sioux City straight out of college. Spent 2 seasons in the Arizona Diamondbacks organization, low A and high, then found his way back to Sioux City and has been here since 2014. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 down. Lang goes for one that's above the letters and pops it straight back and out of play. Still 1-2. Into the game to catch now for Tyler Moore is Steve Swingle. Moore was pinch hit for by Dalton Wee, who struck out, looked swinging, allegedly. Last half inning with the bases loaded. Swingle, being the only other catcher on the roster, has no choice but to slide the gear on. The 1-2 breaking ball misses somewhere. Not sure where. 2-2. T-Bones dugout. Very upset with the call. Scott Shores. Good blunder, friend. 2-2. Tolles tries to fire it past Lang. Lang fouls it off. Two balls, 2 strikes, and 2 down. T-Bones trailing 4-3 here in the 8th. Here comes the 2-2 from Tolles. Breaking ball floats in there and sent down the right field line. Just foul. He'll remain alive with the count even at 2. Small crowd here in Sioux City. On Dog Day at the park, we see a handful of dogs. Here comes the 2-2 from Tolles. Fouled straight back as Lang stays alive. Josh Tolles sitting at 49 pitches through his 2 2/3 innings of work. With 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, and the T-Bones trailing 4-3 in the bottom of the 8th. Here comes the 2-2. High fastball. Try to get Lang to elevate for that. Lang doesn't bite, and that draws the count full. On deck for Sioux City is number 5, Nate Sampson. The payoff pitch from Tolles. Lang just gets enough of it to foul it back, and the count will remain full. That missed shot from Scott Shores is really hurting Kansas City here, but I talked to Bill Selby before the game, and we both agreed baseball is a beautiful sport because it's full of second chances. A missed call doesn't hurt you that bad because he can come right back after him. Inside to Lang, and that walks him. With 2 down. That brings up Nate Sampson. Sampson found himself going 2 for 3 today with 2 RBIs. Picked up an RBI in the first and the third. Josh Tolles, the lefty, against Nate Sampson, the righty, with the runner on first. 2 down, T-Bones trailing 4-3 here in the bottom half of the 8th. Tolles checks on the runner at first. He's back standing. Last time we saw Nate Sampson, he lined out on a bunt attempt to Jake Blackwood in the 6th. In the first inning, he brought home one of Sioux City's 2 runs in that inning with a sac fly RBI. Then the dirt to Swingle blocked. It's now 1-0. Kansas City will return home after this matchup for his 7-game homestand. First 3 against the Lincoln Salt Dogs, and we welcome the Laredo Lemurs for that weekend 4-game series. One ball, no strikes from Josh Tolles with 2 down. Nate Sampson sends it out to left field. That'll drop. Runner advances to second. That's a 2-out single as he picks up his 3rd hit of the day. Levon Washington coming on now for the Explorers. The former first-round pick looks to add some insurance runs here. Josh Tolles looks to shut him down. So far today, Washington is 1 for 4 with an RBI. His RBI came in the 4th on a ground out. He singled in the 1st, reached on fielder's choice in the 3rd, and grounded out to 2nd in the 6th. First pitch to Tolles is a breaking ball, low, 1-0. One ball, no strikes, and 2 down for Washington, the former first-round draft pick and second-round draft pick. Oh, 1-0. Washington swings and it misses. So the count's even at 1. Steve Swingle wanted to come up firing at Lang at second. Lang retreats quickly. No throw from Swingle. One ball, 1 strike, and 2 down. Tolles working quickly, fires the breaking ball in the outer half, blocked by Swingle, 2-1. Swingle will come out and talk to Tolles, the former Adelaide Bite. Tolls is from the land down under. Adelaide, Australia, mate. That's my Australian accent. I should probably just stick to, not doing that, I guess. That was pretty horrendous. 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. T-Bones trailing 4-3. And the bottom of the 8th with 2 down, runners on first and second. Tolls comes set, lefty versus lefty. Swingle setting up outside. Tolls fastball gets Washington to pop straight up. That's a mile in the air. Vladimir Frios will wait for it. Pitch a tent. Start a fire. Sing some hymns and welcome it in for the 3rd out. As Kansas City has 3 outs to pick up 1 or 2. As they trail 4-3, we'll head to the 9th. And for them to do so, we'll see the top of the order. 1, 2, 3 hitters do it for Kansas City. Wiley, Mojica, and Massey here on the T-Bones Broadcast Network.
It's always good to know that great doctors are close by. In fact, the great doctors of Providence Medical Center are right down the street from the ballpark at 89th and Parallel. Count on Providence when you need 24/7 emergency services, an accredited chest pain center, or specialized orthopedic and sports medicine services. Providence Medical Center is proud to be the official healthcare partner of the T-Bones. Learn more at providencekc.com.
At Community America, we're redefining wealth. It's time to focus on what really fills our lives with meaning, the experiences and relationships that define who we are and what we value. At Community America, what matters to you matters to us. Because when you have financial peace of mind, you can live life to the fullest. Make today wealthy.
I loved when the ice cream truck came around as a kid, the familiar music and the cool treats on a hot summer afternoon.
What's your happy place?
Have a Frosty Treats ice cream truck at your next corporate or private party. FrostyTreats.com.
Country Inn & Suites in Village West is the official hotel of the KC T-Bones. We conveniently share the parking lot with the stadium and offer access to the best shopping and entertainment. Enjoy a comfortable stay with top-notch services and amenities. Start your day off right with our Be Our Guest breakfast. Our exceptional service makes Country Inn & Suites the ideal hotel in KC for anyone traveling for business or pleasure. Stay with us on your next trip and we'll have you saying, I love this country. Book today at countryinns.com/Kansas City KS.
Welcome back to the T-Bones Broadcast Network. T-Bones are down to their final 3 outs to make something happen as they trail 4-3 here at Sioux City. This is Sam King as Brett Wiley leads things off. First pitch to Wiley is inside, 1-0. Connor Overton to pitch now for Sioux City. That ends the day for Rob Wart. It went 2 innings, gave up 3 hits, no runs, 1 walk, and 2 strikeouts. Overton struggled last night with the 1-0. Inside again, 2-0. Connor Overton had been having a fantastic season. Not to say he's still not. He'd only given up 4 runs in 28 appearances this season and only 1 run in his last 15 appearances. That's until Kansas City got a hold of him last night. Last night, Connor Overton came in and pitched 1 inning, 3 hits, 5 runs, 4 earned, no walks, 1 strikeout. As that's also misses his own 3-0 to Brett Wiley. Brett Wiley, the tying run. If he gets on base here, things can't happen with Jimmy Mojica, the hero of last night's game, on deck. 3 balls, no strikes, no one out here in the 9th. Inside, called strike, 3-1. Overton working himself back into the count. Connor Overton, one of Sioux City's All-Stars, and deservedly so. So far this season, he's 5-1. That 1 loss coming last night. That's on the outer half, called strike. Wiley disagrees. He was already walking down to first. Doesn't show up the umpire too much. The count's full. Jimmy Mojica still on deck. Overton's got an ERA of 1.76 in 29 appearances with 11 saves, which is top 5 in the league. And in his 35 2/3 innings, he struck out 44 while walking 11. Overton gets set with the payoff pitch and fires. Never mind. Time called by his catcher. Now the payoff pitch from Overton. Outside, and now Wiley walks to lead things off here in the ninth. The tying run is now on base for the T-Bones and puts the go-ahead run, Jimmy Mojica, at the plate. Last night in the ninth inning, Jimmy Mojica came on with the T-Bones trailing 3-1 and a runner on and launched his first home run since 2014 over the left field wall to tie things at 3 off of Connor Overton. Overton came into last night's action with an ERA under 1. Now he's sitting at a 1.76. First pitch to Mojica. Fastball. Mojica sends it out to left field off Overton. Wiley will be at second. Jimmy Mojica on first. The go-ahead run is now on. Jimmy Mojica picks up yet another hit off of Overton. That brings up Tyler Massey. Massey was that runner on base. That scored when Jimmy Mojica had his 2-run home run. Infield playing bunt defense. Runners on first and second. No one out. T-Bones trailing 4-3 here in the top of the ninth. Tyler Massey up. Massey is 1 for 3 today. He walked in sixth and came around to score. Massey shows bunt, sends it down the third base line, but tails foul. No balls, 1 strike. Kansas City's closer Mark Haynes getting loose in the bullpen. No balls, 1 strike to Tyler Massey with that foul ball bunt attempt. Infield setting up something off sort of a play. Sampson will go whispered into the ear to newly acquired Brian Johns. Brett Wiley and Jimmy Mojica surely in on that. Infield playing in their funky bunt defense where Nate Sampson lines up behind Mendoza. No balls, 1 strike. Tyler Massey showing bunt again. Kind of slaps at it off of Ralphie Henriquez. Henriquez is feeling that as he falls to the dirt. Gets up and limps it or off. The trainer comes out. Massey checking on Henriquez himself. Sioux City's trainer also having a conversation. Henriquez appears like he's fine. They're going to put him back in the game. He'll squat down with the 0-2 count. No one out. Runners on first and second. Eno Patron chatting it up with the T-Bones dugout. Don't know if that's friendly or not. We'll always assume friendly here in the American Association. T-Bones trail 4-3. Nobody out. Runners on first and second and 0-2 count. Outside to Massey. It's now 1-2 from Overton. Connor Overton came on to pick up the save in the ninth yesterday. This team leading 3-1. Jimmy Mojica had other ideas, launching his first home run of the season, actually since 2014, since when he played the Grand Prairie over the left field wall. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Rico's setting up inside, breaking ball outside. The count's even at 2. Crowd not happy with it. Could have seen that going either way. Counts even at 2. Kansas City was robbed of something like that last half inning. Maybe a makeup call. Henriquez setting up that side of the 2-2. Runners on first and second. Nobody out. Tyler Massey goes down swinging for the first out. That brings up the run producer himself, Jake Blackwood. Blackwood is 1 for 3 today. 1 for 4 today, pardon me. He's RBI-less. He's already got 5 so far in this series. How about 2, maybe even 3 more with the runners on first and second and 1 down? Jake Blackwood's 57 RBIs are good enough for 3rd in the American Association. First pitch to Blackwood. Swing and a miss on the slider. No balls, 1 strike with 1 out. Blackwood, one of those big-time mental hitters. Always guessing to see what the pitcher is going to be coming with next. And he's been around long enough where he started to figure out these young guys, these young bucks, the youngins. 0-1. Blackwood fouls it straight back. Now he's behind. No balls, 2 strikes. That was his pitch. He knows it, and he's not happy that he just got under it. No balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. T-Bones trailing 4-3 here in the top of the 9th. The runners on first and second. The tying run is in scoring position. Overton comes set. Here comes the 0-2. Henriquez outside. It's a good pitch. It was just a touch outside. 1-2. Did hit the spot that Henriquez set up. It was not in the strike zone. The disagreement from the fans not justified. 1-2 was 1 out. Make too much sense here. Jake Blackwood picks up an RBI. He has already 5 in the first 3 games of the series. Here comes the 1-2. Checks his swing. They say he does not go. He gets away from the catcher. Both runners advance. Now it's 2-2 with 1 out. They're going to rule that a wild pitch that advances Wiley to third and Mojica to second. The go-ahead run now in scoring position. Tying run at third with 1 out. And the 2-2 count. Jake Blackwood just needs to loft it to the outfield, which could score the fast Brett Wiley, who's standing on third, infield playing in. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Runners on second and third. T-Bones trailing 4-3 in the 9th. The 2-2 sent out to left field. Washington brings it in. Wiley tagging up. He's going home. The throw not in time. Brett Wiley scores to tie the ball game at 4. Jake Blackwood picks up his 6th RBI of the series. And we're here. He tried to step on the bag at third to see if maybe he didn't tag, but he definitely did. Run scores. We're tied. Connor Overton gives up yet another run against the T-Bones. Sack, F7, RBI for Jake Blackwood. He starts an RBI streak, and now Anthony Gallus steps in. Gallus 2 for 4 today, seeing the ball well. And his previous 2 at-bats, 2-run home run in the 6th and a double in the 8th. He's got 1 run scored and 2 RBIs. First pitch to Gallus, high fastball. Guy named like Gallus. Give him something high one more time. Bring it down just a touch, right at the belt level. Bye-bye, baby. 1-0 count to Anthony Gallus, 2 down. The game tied at 4, each team at 11 hits. Here in the top of the 9th, the runner on second. Although 1-0. Gallus swing and a miss. He's now even at 1. He makes contact with that. That's off the scoreboard. One ball, 1 strike, 2 outs off Connor Overton. Overton, thank you for the blown save. Breaking ball in the inner half, called strike. Great pitch from Overton. 1-2. Jake Blackwood picked up his 58th RBI of the season. Last at bat to tie the game at 4. Here comes the 1-2. Gallus checks a swing. Say he does not go, and the count is even at 2 with 2 outs. Pitch was high. Kansas City might have just dodged a bullet there. Mojica still on second. He's in a running scoring position with 2 outs, and he represents the go-ahead run. Game tied at 4 here in the top of the 9th. 2 outs, 2-2 count. Overton to Gallus. Inside, and that draws the count full. On deck for Kansas City is number 2, Tyson Gillies. We get set for the payoff pitch from Overton with 2 outs. Here it is. Gallus pops it straight up. Tailing back. Should have enough room for Enriquez, and he squeezes it for the 3rd out. Kansas City ties the game in the top of the 9th at 4. We'll go to the bottom half, and we'll see Mark Haynes into the game for Kansas City. Jake Blackwood picks up the RBI that scores Brett Wiley. And we got a brand new ball game as we head to the bottom of the 9th here on the T-Bones Broadcast Network, tied at 4.
It's always good to know that great doctors are close by. In fact, the great doctors of Providence Medical Center are right down the street from the ballpark at 89th and Parallel. Count on Providence when you need 24/7 emergency services, an accredited chest pain center, or specialized orthopedic and sports medicine services. Providence Medical Center is proud to be the official healthcare partner of the T-Bones. Learn more at providencekc.com.
At Community America, we're redefining wealth. It's time to focus on what really fills our lives with meaning. The experiences and relationships that define who we are and what we value. At Community America, what matters to you matters to us. Because when you have financial peace of mind, you can live life to the fullest. Make today wealthy.
I loved when the ice cream truck came around as a kid, the familiar music and the cool treats on a hot summer afternoon.
What's your happy place?
Have a Frosty Treats ice cream truck at your next corporate or private party. FrostyTreats.com.
Country Inn & Suites in Village West is the official hotel of the KC T-Bones. We conveniently share the parking lot with the stadium and offer access to the best shopping and entertainment. Enjoy a comfortable stay with top-notch services and amenities. Start your day off right with our Be Our Guest breakfast. Our exceptional service makes Country Inn & Suites the ideal hotel in KC for anyone traveling for business or pleasure. Stay with us on your next trip and we'll have you saying, I love this country. Book today at countryinns.com/Kansas City KS.
I loved when the ice cream truck came around as a kid, the familiar music and the cool treats on a hot summer afternoon.
What's your happy place?
Have a Frosty Treats ice cream truck at your next corporate or private party. FrostyTreats.com.
Welcome back to the T-Bones Broadcast Network. The T-Bones tied it up in the top of the 9th. We're tied at 4 and head to the bottom of the 9th. Johnny Shuttlesworth is actually on to take it for the T-Bones. I initially said that Mark Haynes was coming on, but I jumped the gun. Johnny Shuttlesworth is on for Kansas City. We'll see Tim Caldwell leading it off for the Explorers. Caldwell is 2 for 3 today with an RBI. Jimmy Mojica playing on the grass against Caldwell. First pitch to Caldwell's on the outer half. Called strike. No balls, 1 strike. Shuttlesworth comes into this appearance with a 3-4 record and an ERA of 5.64 in 26 appearances. Started 5 games earlier this season as Caldwell swings and misses, no balls, 2 strikes. He does have a save under his belt, and in 51 innings pitched, has struck out 45 while walking 19. Last time out was in the opening game of this series. A game the T-Bones lost 4-11. He came in and pitched a third of an inning, giving up 3 runs, 2 hits, and striking out 1. The 0-2. Caldwell rolls over and sends it to Wiley at second. Wiley to Blackwood for the first out.
First baseman, number 2, Eno Patron.
That brings up Eno Patron, who came in as a defensive sub earlier in the game for Brendan Slattery. Patron stepping in for the Explorers with one out, and the game tied at 4 here in the bottom of the ninth. Last night, Patron went 1 for 3 for the Explorers. First pitch to Patron. Fastball in there, called strike. No balls, 1 strike with 1 out. Game tied at 4 in the bottom of the ninth. The 0-1. Outside, and the count's even at 1. The 1-1. Patron rolls over and sends it down the right field line. Blackwood cover it and throws it to Shuttlesworth, who steps on the bag for the second out. That brings up Ralph Henriquez. Henriquez is 0 for 3 today. He walked in the 5th, but was ultimately stranded at 3rd. He comes on with the game tied and 4 in the bottom of the ninth with 2 down. First pitch from Shuttlesworth is outside, 1-0. The 1-0 from Shuttlesworth is inside, make that 2-0. Two balls, no strikes, and 2 down for Shuttlesworth again. Breaking ball outside, 3-0. Shuttlesworth liked the spot. Scott Shores did not. Appeared like it was outside to me as well, 3-0. The 3-0 is in there. Make that 3-1. Shuttlesworth worked himself back into the count. The 3-1, Henriquez fouls it back. That draws the count full. In the bullpen for Sioux City is number 34, Hobbs Johnson. 3-2 count, 2 down, no one on. T-Bones and Explorers tied at 4 in the bottom of the ninth. That's low, and that'll walk Henriquez, putting the winning run now on base. That brings up Tom Mendonca. Mendonca comes on with 2 down. He's 0 for 4 today with the run scored. He reached on an error in the 4th and scored. Runner on first, 2 down. Game tied at 4 in the bottom of the ninth. First pitch from Shuttlesworth. Mendonca fouls it off. No balls, 1 strike. Shuttlesworth comes set with the 0-1. Mendonca is swinging and missing. The 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 out just outside. Make that 1-2. Vladimir Frias at short really liked that spot. He's jumping around. Can't believe that Shuttlesworth didn't get it. He has a better angle than I do. 1 ball, 2 strikes, and 2 down. Fires it home, Mendonca in on his handle. Splinters his bat. Mojica gets it and fires to Blackwood for the 3rd and final out. Johnny Shuttlesworth comes in, gives up a walk, takes care of 3. And we have free baseball coming to you from Lewis and Clark Park. As we head to the 10th for the 2nd straight day. We'll see the 6, 7, and 8 hitters do it for the T-Bones. Gillies, Rodriguez, and Frias on the T-Bones Broadcast Network.
It's always good to know that great doctors are close by. In fact, the great doctors of Providence Medical Center are right down the street from the ballpark at 89th and Parallel. Count on Providence when you need 24/7 emergency services, an accredited chest pain center, or specialized orthopedic and sports medicine services. Providence Medical Center is proud to be the official healthcare partner of the T-Bones. Learn more at providencekc.com.
At Community America, we're redefining wealth. It's time to focus on what really fills our lives with meaning. The experiences and relationships that define who we are and what we value. At Community America, what matters to you matters to us. Because when you have financial peace of mind, you can live life to the fullest. Make today wealthy.
I loved when the ice cream truck came around as a kid, the familiar music and the cool treats on a hot summer afternoon.
What's your happy place?
Have a Frosty Treats ice cream truck at your next corporate or private party. FrostyTreats.com.
Country Inn & Suites in Village West is the official hotel of the KC T-Bones. We conveniently share the parking lot with the stadium and offer access to the best shopping and entertainment. Enjoy a comfortable stay with top-notch services and amenities. Start your day off right with our Be Our Guest breakfast. Our exceptional service makes Country Inn & Suites the ideal hotel in KC for anyone traveling for business or pleasure. Stay with us on your next trip and we'll have you saying, I love this country. Book today at countryinns.com/Kansas City KS.
I loved when the ice cream truck came around as a kid, the familiar music and the cool treats on a hot summer afternoon.
What's your happy place?
Have a Frosty Treats ice cream truck at your next corporate or private party. FrostyTreats.com.
At Community America, we're redefining wealth. It's time to focus on what really fills our lives with meaning. The experiences and relationships that define who we are and what we value. At Community America, what matters to you matters to us. Because when you have financial peace of mind, you can live life to the fullest. Make today wealthy.
Welcome back to the T-Bones Broadcast Network. Tyson Gillies will lead things off here in the 10th at Lewis and Clark Park. Game tied at 4, thanks to the T-Bones scoring one at the top of the 9th off Connor Overton. First pitch to Gillies is in there. No balls, one strike from Hobbs Johnson. Johnson enters this appearance 0-1 on the season with a 20.25 ERA in his 2 appearances. He's only pitched 1 1/3 inning, striking out 1 and walking 2. The 0-1. Gillies rolls it over foul. No balls, 2 strikes. He has faced Kansas City in one of his 2 appearances all season. On August 4th, a game that Sioux City won 11-4. He pitched a third of an inning with 2 runs, 3 hits, and 2 walks. Comes on now just to maintain. The 0-2. Gillies sends it up the middle. The 2-hopper. Nate Sampson handles it. Gillies has speed, but Sampson's arm gets him for the first out. The cranky few here in Sioux City not happy about this game. Hostile air here at Lewis and Clark Park as Starlin Rodriguez steps in. First pitch to Rodriguez is inside, 1-0. Crowd has thinned out, as it typically does in extra inning games no matter where you are. One ball, no strikes, 1 out. Game tied at 4 here in the 10th. Starlin Rodriguez looking to make something happen here. He swings and fouls. We're now even at 1.
Starlin Rodriguez picked up a hit in the first game of this series on the 4th, going 1 for 4 and an RBI along the way. He scored the go-ahead run in last night's action. The game the T-Bones ended up winning 6-3 in extras. The 1-1 is high, 2-1. Last season with Kansas City, Rodriguez batted a cool 300 in 140 at-bats. He scored 27 runs with 1 home run and 8 RBIs. He's had a more regular appearance with the T-Bones this season. He fouls that off. It's 2-2. So far this season, batting .251 with 2 home runs and 18 RBIs and 203 at-bats. He came to Kansas City last season from Wichita. He's originally native of San Cristobal, Dominican Republic. Came to the T-Bones later in the year. He had issues with his visa in his native Dominican Republic. The 2-2 is low, and that draws the count full. On deck for Kansas City is number 11, Vladimir Frias. Three-two from Hobbs Johnson is high, and Rodriguez will walk with 1 out. And that brings up Vladimir Frias, who's 1 for 3 today with a run scored. He singled and scored in the 3rd. Since then, it's been 2 flyouts and a walk last time we saw him in the 8th. He comes on now with the go-ahead run on first. For the 2nd straight day, Starlin Rodriguez represents the go-ahead run. With 1 out, game tied at 4 in the top of the 10th. First pitch from Johnson. Frias shows bunt. It's in there. No balls, 1 strike. Johnson checks on Rodriguez at first. Rodriguez is back standing. For an extra inning games, you can't truly feel the excitement in the air here at Lewis and Clark Park. It's kind of a weird feeling. No balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Vladimir Frias rolls over and sends it to Mendoza at third to start the 5-4 and high throw. Breaks up the double play as Vladimir Frias reaches, now with 2 down. Vladimir Frias reaches on the fielder's choice. Steve Swingle steps in now for Kansas City. The Frias takes off running, pickoff move for the 3-4, caught stealing. Frias is running the whole way, the pickoff move. Throw to first, throw to second, takes care of him. We're tied at 4, heading to the home half of the 10th. Here on the T-Bones Broadcast Network.
It's always good to know that great doctors are close by. In fact, the great doctors of Providence Medical Center are right down the street from the ballpark at 89th and Parallel. Count on Providence when you need 24/7 emergency services, an accredited chest pain center, or specialized orthopedic and sports medicine services. Providence Medical Center is proud to be the official healthcare partner of the T-Bones. Learn more at providencekc.com.
At Community America, we're redefining wealth. It's time to focus on what really fills our lives with meaning. The experiences and relationships that define who we are and what we value. At Community America, what matters to you matters to us. Because when you have financial peace of mind, you can live life to the fullest. Make today wealthy.
I loved when the ice cream truck came around as a kid, the familiar music and the cool treats on a hot summer afternoon.
What's your happy place?
Have a Frosty Treats ice cream truck at your next corporate or private party. FrostyTreats.com.
Country Inn and Suites in Village West is the official hotel of the KC T-Bones. We conveniently share the parking lot with the stadium and offer access to the best shopping and entertainment. Enjoy a comfortable stay with top-notch services and amenities. Start your day off right with our Be Our Guest breakfast. Our exceptional service makes Country Inn and Suites the ideal hotel in KC for anyone traveling for business or pleasure. Stay with us on your next trip and we'll have you saying, I love this country. Book today at countryinns.com/Kansas City KS.
Welcome back to the T-Bones Broadcast Network. Brian Johns, bottom of the order. We'll get things started for Sioux City here at Lewis and Clark Park. This is Sam King on the T-Bones Broadcast Network. Brian Johns steps in 2 for 3 today with a run scored. That productivity coming out of the 9-hole. Not expected, but probably welcome by the Explorers as Brian Johns fouls that off. No balls, 1 strike. Johnny Shuttlesworth finds his way back out there. Shuttlesworth sitting down the Explorers last half inning, only allowing a walk and then 3 groundouts. The 0-1 from Shuttlesworth. Johns fouls it back, no balls, 2 strikes. Watching the Bat Boys go after it here in Sioux City has been one of the highlights of this trip. As they've always run out of each other's dugout, meet in the middle a couple times, even diving for the ball. It's always entertaining, so that's inside 1-2. That's in the dirt and blocked by Swingle. Make that 2-2. One swing can end it for Sioux City here in extras in the bottom half of the inning. Brian Johns has 1 home run this season. The 2-2. John sends it up the middle to Hopper. Wiley ranging to his right. Awkward hop takes it off of him. And Johns will reach and what's likely to be an E4. Derek Robinson steps into the box now for Sioux City. The top of the order is now on. So far today, Robinson is 1 for 4 with a run scored. Comes on now with the would-be winning run on first. Shuttlesworth checks on Johns at first. Johns dives back safely. Shuttlesworth comes set with the first pitch to Robinson. He checks on Johns again. Johns is back standing. Jimmy Mojica playing in on the grass, expecting a bunt from the speedy Robinson. They had the would-be winning run on first with no one out here in the bottom of the 10th. Game tied at 4. Shuttlesworth checks on Johns again, just trying to get the cheap out. Robinson digs back in, still expecting the first pitch. Shuttlesworth gives it to him. Robinson shows bunt and fouls it off. No balls, 1 strike. Vladimir Frios will come off and talk to Shuttlesworth. I'm sure it's something more along the lines of, hey, Don't worry about that guy. We got you. John's at first. No one out. Robinson showing bunt again. Counts an 0-1. Robinson lays down a bunt. It's perfect. Mojica gets it and just has to go to first to get Robinson out for the first out. Runner advances to second as Robinson did his job on the sacrifice. And that brings up Michael Lang with the game tied at 4. Would be winning run at second with one down. Lang is 2 for 3 today with a run scored. First pitch to Lang. Lang sends it out to right field. Rodriguez looking for it in the sun and squeezes it for the second out. Runner goes to third. Rodriguez's throw comes into Wiley. Now the would-be winning run is 90 feet from the plate. This brings up Nate Sampson. Nate Sampson is on a tear today, going 3 for 4 with 2 runs batted in. Bill Selby will come out and talk to Shuttlesworth in this very important moment of the game. Sacrifice is no longer in order with 2 down, but you have one of the league's best hitters, Nate Sampson, up. Sampson is 3rd in the league in batting. Technically tied for second, but with Curry De La Cruz having 323 at-bats, he jumps into second, both batting .341. The only difference is that Sampson's walked 43 times and struck out 14 times. De La Cruz has struck out 12 times, has struck out 58 times while walking only 12. Top hitter in the league is Harrison Kane. Kane batting .357 with 32 RBIs for Wichita. Sobry returns back to the dugout with Sampson digging in. First pitch to Sampson is blocked by Swingle. The breaking ball, Swingle, the rookie catcher, doing a fine job keeping that in front of him. Counts 1-0. That gets by him. This ridiculously big backstop here in Sioux City would hurt the T-Bones. The runner in 90 feet away. The pressure is on. 1-0 count. Fastball outside, 2-0. And with the count 2-0, Swingle calls for the intentional walk. There's the third pitch, 3-0. Crowd not happy with this, but it makes sense from a baseball standpoint. One of the league's best hitters, the winning run on third. Why wouldn't you walk him? There it is, the intentional walk to Nate Sampson. Ron Washington steps in now. He's 1 for 5 today with an RBI. Winning run 90 feet away in this game, tied at 4, 2 outs. In the bottom of the 10th, runners on the corners. Swingle get the call from the T-Bones dugout. Something could be on here. Sampson goes for second. Swingle no throw, and Smart to not throw it. 1-0. One of those, a pitch on the outer half, called strike. We're now even at 1. Breaking ball touches the zone. Washington behind in the count now, 1-2 with 2 down. Huge pitch coming up from Shuttlesworth. 1-2. Runners on second and third. Game tied at 4 inside. 2-2. We're tied at 4 in the bottom of the 10th. Kansas City and Sioux City both have 11 hits. The only difference, Kansas City has 2 errors, including one earlier this inning. That put Brian Johns on, and Johns is now 90 feet from winning this ball game. The 2-2. Swing and a miss. Levon Washington goes down swinging for the 3rd out. Johnny Shuttlesworth works out of trouble in the bottom of the 10th. As Sioux City gets 2 on, they strand them both, and we'll go to the 11th and see the 9, 1, and 2 hitters due up for Kansas City: Swingle, Wiley, and Mojica here on the T-Bones Broadcast Network.
It's always good to know that great doctors are close by. In fact, the great doctors of Providence Medical Center are right down the street from the ballpark at 89th and Parallel. Count on Providence when you need 24/7 emergency services, an accredited chest pain center, or specialized orthopedic and sports medicine services. Providence Medical Center is proud to be the official healthcare partner of the T-Bones. Learn more at providencekc.com.
At Community America, we're redefining wealth. It's time to focus on what really fills our lives with meaning. The experiences and relationships that define who we are and what we value. At Community America, what matters to you matters to us. Because when you have financial peace of mind, you can live life to the fullest. Make today wealthy.
I loved when the ice cream truck came around as a kid, the familiar music and the cool treats on a hot summer afternoon.
What's your happy place?
Have a Frosty Treats ice cream truck at your next corporate or private party. FrostyTreats.com.
Welcome back to the T-Bones Broadcast Network. This is Sam King coming to you from Lewis and Clark Park as we head to the 11th. Tied at 4, we'll see Steve Swingle leading things off for the T-Bones. He'll be followed by Brett Wiley and Jimmy Mojica. First pitch to Swingle. Swing on and miss. No balls, 1 strike. Hob Johnson still finds his way out there for the Explorers. No balls, 1 strike. Swingle swings on and misses again. He's behind 0-2.
Let's make some noise, Exes fans.
Here comes the 0-2 now from Johnson. Swing on a miss. He swings at 3 pitches and misses all 3 for the first out. Now that brings up the top of the order, Brett Wiley. Wiley is 1 for 3 today with a run scored. He's also walked twice. Comes on now, the game tied at 4, and the top of the 11th with 1 out. Lefty versus lefty. First pitch to Wiley. In the dirt off of Henriquez. Henriquez felt that one as that hit his foot. 1-0. Henriquez still feeling. Jimmy Mojica will go in and check on him, as will the trainer and manager for Sioux City. Henriquez has taken a beating back there for the Explorers today. Having trouble putting pressure on his left foot, the foot the ball bounced off of. They have 1 catcher. Actually, it appears they don't have any more catchers left, as Brandon Slattery got the start at first base today, and he's been subbed out. He can't come back in. Their other catcher on the roster was Matt Koch. Matt Coach, I should say, and he was released just today. One ball, no strikes, one out to Brett Wiley. Enriquez stays in the game for the Explorers. Wiley goes opposite field but fouls it off. Counts even at 1. One ball, one strike, one out. In the top of the 11th, tied at 4. Here comes the 1-1. It's low and outside, 2-1 now to Wiley. The 2-1. Wiley sends it up the middle. Brian Johns ranging to his right. Off balance throw gets him for the second out. And that brings up Jimmy Mojica. Mojica is 2 for 4 today with an RBI after being rewarded and put up the lineup into the 2-hole after his 2-run home run tied yesterday's action at 3. Again, the T-Bones ended up winning in extra innings. First pitch to the veteran is high, 1-0. Mojica played his college ball at Kansas City, Kansas Community College. You'll never guess where that is. Mojica comes into this season, 33 years old, playing last season with Laredo, the 1-0. Outside, make that 2-0. Turns home to his roots in Kansas City. We're happy to have him back, especially after his performance yesterday, launching that home run. A 2-0. Outside, 3-0. Mojica was originally signed at the beginning of the season, but opted to not play. He came back with Kansas City in sporadic spurts, mostly at home, as being his first road trip of the season. Counts 3-0 to Mojica, 2 down, the game tied at 4 in the 11th. The 3-0 is a strike in there, make that 3-1. On deck for Kansas City is number 3, Tyler Massey. (3-1) is low, and Mojica walks, putting the go-ahead run on first. A classy move by Jimmy Mojica. He actually hands the bat to the bat boy. A lot of guys just fling it. Jimmy Mojica, one of the nicer guys in the organization. Just a hard feat. There's a lot of nice people wearing that uniform. And that brings up Tyler Massey. Massey is 1 for 4 today with a run scored. I check on Mojica at first. He's back safely. They throw over to first. Mojica is off. They got him in a pickle. 3-6-1. Tag him out. As Jimmy Mojica is caught snoozing on the base pass for the third out. 3 up, 3 down. For the T-Bones. We're still tied at 4 as we head to the home half of the 11th on the T-Bones Broadcast Network.
It's always good to know that great doctors are close by. In fact, the great doctors of Providence Medical Center are right down the street from the ballpark at 89th and Parallel. Count on Providence when you need 24/7 emergency services, an accredited chest pain center, or specialized orthopedic and sports medicine services. Providence Medical Center is proud to be the official healthcare partner of the T-Bones. Learn more at providencekc.com.
At Community America, we're redefining wealth. It's time to focus on what really fills our lives with meaning. The experiences and relationships that define who we are and what we value. At Community America, what matters to you matters to us. Because when you have financial peace of mind, you can live life to the fullest. Make today wealthy.
I loved when the ice cream truck came around as a kid, the familiar music and the cool treats on a hot summer afternoon.
What's your happy place?
Have a Frosty Treats ice cream truck at your next corporate or private party. FrostyTreats.com.
Country Inn & Suites in Village West is the official hotel of the KC T-Bones. We conveniently share the parking lot with the stadium and offer access to the best shopping and entertainment. Enjoy a comfortable stay with top-notch services and amenities. Start your day off right with our Be Our Guest breakfast. Our exceptional service makes Country Inn & Suites the ideal hotel in KC for anyone traveling for business or pleasure. Stay with us on your next trip and we'll have you saying, I love this country. Book today at countryinns.com/Kansas City KS.
Welcome back to the T-Bones Broadcast Network. We're tied at 4 as we head to the home half of the 11th. Johnny Schuldler still out there. He'll face Tim Caldwell. First pitch to Caldwell is low, 1-0. Caldwell today is 2 for 4 with an RBI. He launched a home run earlier in this series, his first of the season. 1-0 is inside, make that 2-0. Schuldler steps and fires. Caldwell fouls it up and out of play, make that 2-1. Kansas City scored 2 in the 9th to get us to this point. Or 1 in the 9th, I should say, pardon me. 2 in the 6th. That's what tied us at 4. Jake Blackwood sac fly RBI brought home Brett Wiley, the 2-1. Caldwell sends that to center field. Massey still retreating. Be off the wall. Massey can't handle it initially. Caldwell in there at second with a leadoff double with no one out. And the bottom of the 11th. And now Eno Patron steps in for Sioux City. $20 says he's bunting. Would only make too much sense with the runner on second, no one out in the bottom of the 11th inning, and the game tied at 4. Each team with double-digit hits, Kansas City 11. Sioux City just picked up their 12th as the energy is picked up here at Lewis and Clark Park. First pitch to Patron, lays down a bunt, but fouls it back. No balls, 1 strike. That can happen again. That can make things interesting with no one out and the runner on second.
Come on, Exodus fans, make some noise!
No balls, 1 strike, no one out, runner on second, game tied at 4 in the bottom of the 11th. The 0-1. Patron shows bunt, gets it out to the mound. Shuttlesworth looks to third, but can only go to 1, and they get that one for the first out. Eno Patron doing his job, sacrificing Caldwell to third and putting the would-be winning run at third, 90 feet away with 1 out. Ralph Henriquez steps into the box 0 for 3 today. A fly ball makes things interesting. All 3 outfielders for Kansas City have arms, to put it bluntly. Tyson Gillies has already picked up 2 outfield assists in this series. First pitch, Enriquez is blocked by Swingle, 1-0. One ball, no strikes, 1 out. Would-be winning run 90 feet away, tied at 4 in the bottom of the 11th. Kansas City looking to pick up a huge out here, the 1-0. In the dirt, blocked by Swingle again, 2-0.
Texas fans, let me hear you!
2 balls, no strikes. Outside, Swingle blocked again. They may be pitching around Henriquez here. They can get him to swing at something funky and ground out. That'd be ideal. They're not going to give him anything that he can lift. Three balls, no strikes, one out. In there, 3-1. Shuttlesworth works himself back into the count. The would-be winning run 90 feet away, tied at 4 in the bottom of the 11th with one out. Here comes the 3-1. In the dirt, blocked by Swingle. That puts Enriquez on. Guess what else that does? Makes a double play an option. Not an awful walk. Well, I can't see it. They decided to go right at Enriquez. Doesn't hurt him too much. The walk, like I said, makes the double play an option. Infield a scoop back to double play depth. Tom Mendoza steps in now with 43 RBIs. If he picks up 44, that's the ball game. They're going to pitch around him. As Swingle signifies intentional walk. And that's only smart. The 9-hole hitter due up for Sioux City. And with the bases loaded, that's an out at any bag. 1-0. He has to still be careful on these throws. 2-0. The pitch, 3-0. And there's ball 4 to load the bases with one out. And the bottom of the 11th, John Mazzarelli will come out and talk to Shuttlesworth. This may be more of a talk for his infield than anything, because they're going to need the double play or just fire home if they can't get to. That's what loading the bases does. If you get the ball and you know you can't turn too quickly, and Brian Johns is a guy that'll be in the box that has some speed, fired home. Get that force out, make sure Swingle's foot's on the bag. I mean, it should be. He's played a lot of baseball in his lifetime. Mazzarelli will break the huddle on the mound. Colwell on third. Enriquez on second. Mendoza on first. The one that matters is the one that's 90 feet away, Tim Colwell. Brian John steps in now. He's 2 for 4 today with a run scored out of the 9-hole. Shuttlesworth comes set with one out. Game tied at 4 in the bottom of the 11th. First pitch, Johns fouls it back. No balls, 1 strike. Got to take this one pitch at a time. Neither starter will get a decision with the game tied. Shuttlesworth comes set with the 0-1. In the dirt, blocked by Swingle. Johns checks the swing. They say he goes. Johns is behind, 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Bases loaded, tied at 4 in the bottom of the 11th versus the Sioux City Explorers. Shuttlesworth looks in for the sign from Swingle. The 0-2. Breaking ball low. Johns checks the swing. Definitely does not go that time. It's 1-2. 1-2. Johns fouls that off. Nearly into the T-Bones dugout, but the net saves them. Count remains 1-2. Shuttlesworth comes set, the 1-2. In on Johns' hands. Mojica charging, fires home. The out foot comes off the bag, and that's the ball game as Swingle's foot came off. And Sioux City wins this in 11, 5-4. Kansas City drops to 30-42 on the season. Sioux City jumps above 500, but don't worry, it won't last long, as they're now 37-36. Taking the loss for Kansas City is Johnny Shuttlesworth. Picking up the win for the Explorers is Hobbs Johnson. Tough pill to swallow. T-Bone's dugout not ready to leave as they still think that Steve Swingle's foot was on. Umpires leave the field. Kansas City still refusing to leave. I do not blame him, as I still think Swingle's foot was on. Yes, it was an acrobatic catch to get the ball, but it was there. Hopefully the league looks at this tape. Right now it's a loss. Questionable calls hurt the T-Bones from the umpires all series. This time it really hurts. Kansas City drops this one 5-4 in extras. Johnny Shuttlesworth again the loss. Hobbs Johnson again the win. Kansas City was effective with the bats today, including Anthony Gallus, who launched his 12th home run of the season. He went 2 for 5 today with a run scored and 2 RBIs. Jimmy Mojica also went 2 for 4 with an RBI. Nate Sampson hurt the T-Bones today. He went 3 for 4 with 2 runs batted in. Also did Tim Colwell, who scored the game-winning run, going 3 for 5 with that run scored and an RBI. Kansas City will return home tomorrow for a 7-game homestand. The first 3 against Lincoln, then the next 4 against Laredo. Tickets can be purchased at the Providence box office. If you can't make it to the park, all the action can be heard at tbonesbaseball.com here on the T-Bones Broadcast Network. This is Sam King signing off early on this getaway day, telling you to stay safe out there, and a very sincere thank you for listening.
This game on the T-Bones Broadcast Network was brought to you by Community America Credit Union, Austin's Trailers and Motorsports, Funweiser, Coca-Cola, Price Chopper, Providence Medical Center, the Kansas Lottery, FlyKCI.com, Roma Bakery, Sheet Metal Local Number 2, and Kissick Construction. Tune in online all season to the T-Bones Broadcast Network. Click on the Watch Live or Listen Live buttons at tbonesbaseball.com. T-Bones Baseball, that's fun. Well done.